ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of 13 Cards Subject to Change. I'm a little bit tongue-tied because, yes, the Vikings beat the Packers.
Woohoo!
I'll enjoy that every day. I don't care. First and foremost, to open the show.
Good for the heart and the soul.
Yeah, there we go.
It is.
By the way, folks.
And for all these people in Wisconsin, I hear cry right now.
Oh, it's very quiet outside, and it's not just because it's cold. We got a lot to get to today, so we better get started because I'm not sure we're going to have time. First and foremost, this is going to be weird right off the bat, but first and foremost, we here at 13 Cards would like to extend our deepest concern and condolences to Mr. Kenny Omega, who is dealing with a litany of injuries. Again, we do not want Kenny not to be there. We just want Kenny to understand what he's doing.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I am not mad that Kenny has gone through so much to try to entertain me. Mm-hmm. He's just failed, based on how I feel about wrestling.
Unfortunately, yes.
But Kenny has worked. I mean, like, Jesse, I think it was back when he first won the title they started talking about the injuries.
Right.
And he hasn't really taken a night off.
No.
So that's something that's like, it's like I just hope that Kenny can get healthy, can get back to what maybe he was in Japan. Who knows what the storytelling is going to be, but no, I think Kenny is going to get the opportunity now, hopefully, and I hope that he takes the time off.
Well, first of all, it sounds like he has no choice. Triple Mania or AAA has already removed him from Triple Mania.
Yep.
So they're going to find a different way to do the main event. They don't often strip people of the titles when they're injured.
Yeah.
So I know people ask, but that in Mexico, it's very rare they do it.
Yeah. I think it's rare anywhere else in the world but in the U.
But in Mexico, yeah. But
in the United States, I mean.
Well, no. Other countries often do it.
Okay, yeah.
UK will do it,
yeah,
because they a lot of them still use titles to tell stories.
Yeah.
Where in Mexico, not really. It's story based.
Yeah,
titles help, but it's story based.
There are not rumors, but the people are saying that he might be out till like February or March.
He'll be out a while.
So
the shoulder's the biggest thing from what I heard. The sports hernia was a minor thing in comparison.
Did you see the video with him with that chiropractor or doctor?
Dr. Bo.
I didn't want to watch.
Was that a real one, or was that just totally fake?
No, that's real.
Was
Dr.
real?
Bo's also done those videos with Anal, and then also have done those. I'm not saying her actual name.
I know.
And then he's also done the videos.
Were they on regular, or were they on my favorite?
Definitely YouTube.
Site PH.
definitely YouTube.
Oh, okay. All right.
He's also worked on Bobby Lashley in those videos. He's worked on Roman Reigns in the past.
At this point, and I'm being serious, why has no one thought about just starting a wrestling company on Pornhub? All the gun videos went to Pornhub. Nobody seemed to care there.
Well,
I remember the official press release. We're called Pornhub. I don't think anyone. Okay. The gun videos are the worst things we have on our
right.
Zach,
on our website.
I've seen some stuff on there. They kind of do that, but it really can't.
No, I'm talking about it's a free service essentially to post your content. It wouldn't be the worst thing.
I'm not diving into this. This is a rabbit hole that even I am not willing to dive into.
That's fair. But no,
we're gonna leave that.
I know it seems weird, Damn. But yes, we wish Kenny the best. There's no reason for us not to.
It sounds like Dave kind of put out the original presser.
Yeah.
The new presser is it's not February. He might be gone till May.
He'll be gone a while.
So he's going to be gone a while.
He'll be gone a while. Which, by the way, if that's what it takes to get 100%, especially when you look at the litany of injuries he was dealing with, and especially since he has to figure out what vertigo is happening. Kenny,
when he was talking about that, I was like, holy God.
Kenny, hear us out here, man. Seriously, we don't want you to die in the ring, bro, okay?
That'll be the next.
If things are spinning and you can't figure it out, maybe that's your body just telling you.
Apparently, that explained always wearing sunglasses when he was out in the light, even in the dark.
Yep.
That's vertigo, and my mom is dealing with it now. It's usually a lot of compression in your body.
Yeah,
but go get healthy, Kenny. Don't even worry about when to come back. Just get fully healthy and then come back.
Right.
That's what we all. No matter what we think of Kenny, we want him to get healthy.
Right. Next, Jesse, I'm sorry. We have to go to your former church. We have to go to the man who was once the gospel. The ratings are out.
Okay. Have you seen the rating for Dave
Have
Meltzer?
you seen these?
I think so.
Raw
did 1.5.
Oh, no.
The star ratings for Full Gear came out.
Oh boy, no, those I did not see.
Dave Meltzer's.
I've got them. Hold on.
I got him right
I got
here,
him.
too.
All right, Jesse, do you want them in order or do you want the best matches?
Leroy, go ahead. And
should we? I think I'm going to go.
Leroy, go ahead and just give them to me in order.
In order. In order.
In order?
In order. From the buy-in.
From the worst or just
no.
From the buy-in on.
From the buy-in to the top. I'll keep you on. I'll keep you on pace here. I've got them. The buy-in was 2.5.
Oh, that was
Hikaru Shida and Thunder Rosa with Jamie Hayter and Nyla Rose was a 2.5.
2.5. Okay.
It was a buy-in. We were more mad that Thunder Rosa is just not where she is, where where she needs to be. And by the way, folks, for the first time on this show, we're going to go to AEW.com and we're going to give you the up-to-date rankings of their top 5.
Okay.
Because I saw them come out after Rampage. Mm-hmm. We got some questions here.
Okay.
But yes, 2.5 for Thunder Rosa.
Darby Allin and
MJF.
4.5.
Okay.
4.5. Which, by the way, to a lot of people who were in the arena, deserved a 4.5.
Yes.
The next match, Lucha Brothers FTR, was a 4.25.
Okay. Oh, yeah, it was on my list. That's a different one. Okay.
Yep.
The only thing that really hurt that match
was the ending.
Yeah,
that's all it was.
Well, somebody had the brain scrambled a little bit, and they should have been not doing it.
Miro and the American Dragon was 4.5.
Well, I mean, I just watched that again.
Yeah,
they put on
I would
a good
actually
match.
give that a 5.
Now,
that was
okay.
Now, we have no
which
choice.
Which one are we going to?
We have no choice.
Okay.
Jesse, the worst match of the night, second to worst match.
Which one?
Hold on. We're skipping one because that's going to be part of a topic here.
Okay.
The second worst match rated on the main card, happily for you, was Rhodes Pack versus Black and
thank God
it
came to his senses.
3.25.
Wait, that was the worst rating?
Second to worst rating.
This should have been the worst rated match. It did nothing for anyone.
Well,
it also took the air out of the room because don't forget what the next match was.
It killed the vibe for a whole championship match after it.
3.5 was what Baker and Conti got.
Yeah.
I don't mind. I know that probably seems shocking for me. I don't mind.
Right.
Because, like I said, what happened in Minneapolis was the match before it was such a deflator. By the way, 3.2 is too high.
Yes.
Can we?
I went back and watched it again. It was awful.
It's worse than you think when you go watch it a couple more times.
The only quote-unquote baby face in the match was booed by breathing.
Yep.
You said it last week.
Right.
The only thing that could have been worse would have been Brandy coming out, and like you said, it would have seemed like the South in the 50s. That's how bad Brandy would have made that.
We might have actually heard it from Oakdale that night.
I guarantee we would have.
It would have been insane.
Thank God we were down the road at Oakdale.
Does anyone have the reasonings why he gave it a 3.2?
Can you go to the no, because we'd have to go to the refs and
Okay, don't worry about it.
But anyway,
that's insane.
3.25.
No, it's one man's opinion, but it's a dumb opinion. Because how do you give this anything over?
I have a question.
2?
I have a question. Back in the days when he was gospel, what would have been your guys's, the PWG Underground? What would have been the conversation in your circle of a 3.25? Would you guys have said, "Oh, that means it was kind of a banger," or he was down on it? What is a 3.25?
You would actually say he liked it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But you would have been, especially with a match like this, like. Say if you're watching a PWG card, and you're like, oh, that was definitely really, really.
Well, but oddly
weak,
enough,
PWG wants to move on probably from that.
Well, but oddly enough, despite the people who have run PWG, and I know Excalibur gives a bad look for PWG, the thing of that's
probably all bitterness from him.
Fair enough. Yeah. No. He's not necessarily giving it a bad name, but what I'm saying is that the way he's presenting himself in AEW.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, if he's ever said anything, then it's bitterness. Because
but my point of the match is this.
Very good to him.
Oddly enough, PWG tries to be as serious as possible, despite again they're known for their comedy spots, but then again that's their audience. You guys enjoyed a lot of those spots. The hand grenade spot was actually a very funny spot.
Right.
But my point is this: is that they've always found a way to take themselves seriously enough to the point where you get why the show has the comedy spots.
Right.
Punk and Kingston got 4.5.
Okay.
That had to save the show, by the way. We all know that. That had to save the show after.
I still feel so bad for Ty and Britt because They really did go put on a hell of a match.
I went back and watched it again.
Yeah.
Like you said, it wasn't bad,
No.
but like you said, you can. But again, Rock and Hogan should have closed. The crowd was dead at that point.
Well, honestly, you don't know that's going to happen.
That's why
You
Cena
don't know.
and Styles, I believe, when they went one-on-one, that was the main event at,
Right.
at that pay-per-view, wasn't
Right.
it?
Yeah.
I
Cena
think
and
so, yeah.
Styles, because they even knew this is going to take the air out of the
No.
room. Oh, it was not?
Because if you're talking about the run at the Rumble, no. Because the Royal Rumble always main events.
That's fair.
But
Well, but the difference there is, Jesse, we know there are going to be surprises,
Right.
so there's chances to get them back.
Right.
But,
But as far as like the last singles match in the card,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes.
Shockingly, Vince did not have AJ and Brock main event. That was shocking. People forget the
That would-
5-on-5 men's actually main evented that show.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
people do remember that match and how phenomenal it was.
yes, exactly.
But
No pun
it's like,
intended.
yeah, right.
Yeah, no pun
Oh,
intended.
even for the flat earther, he's
But-
insanely great.
But Jesse, you should check out Corny's clips on the review. Him and,
I'm waiting
him and
to hear-
Brian.
I'm
Him and
waiting to hear
Brian.
the rest of the
Jesse,
numbers.
They're-
the match
they're-
that we all said was going to suck.
Yeah.
3. It actually got 3. Inner Circle versus America's Top Team got 3. Mind you, Jesse, hold on, folks, we have to be clear about something. There were minimum 3 people in this match who were technically having their first ever wrestling match.
You got a 3. Mine has a 4 for the.
It might have been a 4. It might have been a 4.
Inner
I
Circle
do
and
not
that was a
believe-
4.
It should have been a money. Should have
It
been
was
a
a 4.
I do not
above a 1.
believe Carlos Santos should be blamed because he was not trying to piss on pro wrestling.
No.
So, and somebody said Cornette might have said it. I
Junior
have
Dos
to-
Santos.
Thank you. Sorry, I said Carlos Dos. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, I believe it was
Oh,
his
okay.
like second match or anything. He has experience a
Yeah.
little bit, not a lot.
Well, here's the thing, and I want to be very clear. I have not heard Jim's thoughts on that because somebody was like, "Man, Jim was like he pissed on pro wrestling." I don't think he pissed on pro wrestling.
No.
But he clearly was not ready to do this.
No.
Because the non-selling, the constant smiling, calling out his spots out
Yep.
loud.
Nothing against Cain Velasquez, but when Vince said go be a shoot fighter, there was a reason for
Right.
it. Because that's what you're known for
Right.
in what he's putting you
Now
into.
the thing was he was already he had wrestled a ton already, so he
Down
was,
in Mexico, yeah.
Well, Mexico here in the U.S. So he had 2 years of experience of pro wrestling. So that's why people were really upset at how that match with Brock went down because it's like, wait a minute, he's actually capable of doing both with Brock, and this will make it. They can make this work. Dos Santos, absolutely not.
Yeah.
And like I said, to be fair to him, he's very new to this.
Yeah.
But you can't put him in that position.
Yeah.
yeah, no,
That's
Jim.
an absolute failure.
It's also bothering
Jim
me.
had a good comment about that too.
Okay.
It's
I mean,
also
he did
bothering
give
me-
him hell for it, but he did good.
It's also
comments.
bothering me to point out what Jesse's been trying to get at for the longest time. The amount of talent that is just being wasted in the inner circle
Oh,
on these bullshit comedy / ego runs by Jericho. It's so sad. Because, by the way, the other day, oddly enough, I was watching a highlight of our friend Rampage Santana.
Okay.
And the next video was actually when Eddie faced off against Conan verbally
Okay.
in TNA.
Yeah.
And you forget how good
Yeah.
Santana and Ortiz were in
Yes.
Impact.
Yes. How phenomenal LAX has been
Yeah,
for a decade.
Yeah.
I
You forget
I have
that.
enjoyed
Because
many
they're in
matches.
AEW doing nothing.
Were they on Twitch at that point? When
No.
They were
No,
still
no,
on.
no.
They were still doing that. That was when Impact.
Was on
Actually,
Pop?
they were starting in Impact when it was still on. What was the hell? The name was the Man Channel.
Spike TV.
Yeah.
Spike,
so,
yeah.
and they were kind of coming up there in LAX
Okay.
at that point.
Yeah.
Mhm, yeah,
But they
yeah,
were
I
already
remember that,
4
yeah.
years into the game, and they were so damn great.
But this was 3 stars. 4, according to what Leroy's got.
Well,
so,
mine. It's when I found it. Yeah, it was 4 stars.
Which
he gave him 4 stars.
which I believe I double checked 4 is what Dave.
Which
gave.
is like-
this is a so anyway.
what kind
this
of
is,
crack
so anyway,
was he smoking?
Yeah,
we
no,
don't know yet.
I'm actually reading this a little bit from the 434 on Facebook. This is their specific stuff, but yeah, no, I believe 4 is what they gave it. So Jesse, essentially the lowest rated match
oh my God,
was Cody.
there's no.
The two worst
And Britt
matches were
Baker.
Cody
There
and
is
then
n-
Britt and Conti.
There is no way hardcore fans of AEW cannot tell me they don't like sports entertainment. Because if you think
This is a
that
4?
this is a fucking 4,
Yeah.
you should have no
Well,
problem with
and-
WWE.
And
You know-
now,
And before you do that, and Brian Last, he said it on a little clip, on a corny clip, was saying that there is a because they're giving crap about Cornette, he's ripping on him. It's like there is a style,
I don't wanna
an
get
old
to that
wrestling
yet, though.
style they have
I don't want to
now,
get to that
and
until Jesse
AEW
hears
is
about the top 2 matches.
and-
But we'll get to that in a second.
people. He's like, I don't understand the way people like that style. I'm not, and Brian Last, I'm not going to watch it and enjoy it because I like the way the old school and the way the wrestling should be, the mat wrestling, the what I enjoy back in the day.
Now,
And I
before
agree
we
with
talk
that.
about who's out of touch and who's not, Jesse, the top 2 rated matches, we skipped
well,
over.
we know Dave's out of touch.
That's not
Or
hard
he's
to
just touching
dispute.
himself,
But it's
but,
always fun when Jesse goes after him on that. But anyway, Jesse, so the top 2 matches,
The last two
we
that we
skipped
haven't
over
done. Yes.
a match in the middle, and then there was the main event.
Okay.
The match in the middle that got 5 stars.
Christian Cage, Jungle Boy.
No.
Oh, that one?
No, just say it. It's the Super Click versus Jurassic Express and Christian Cage. That was a 5-star match.
Oh,
Now,
yeah.
hold on. Before you answer anything, Jesse and Leroy, again, I actually went back and did the research. Jesse, this match is official. No, Jesse.
I understand,
Jesse, look at
Jesse.
me. Look at me.
Yes,
Deep
yes.
breath.
You just
Oh, no. Hold on.
This is
Deep breath.
insane.
Jesse,
Bring it in,
this
Jesse.
match
Bring it in, Jesse.
is officially, according to Dave Meltzer, better than any match ever by Tiger Mask and Dynamite Kid.
yeah, that was said too. Yes.
They never got a 5 from Dave.
No.
The highest match they ever got was a 4. Those matches inspired this generation.
Yeah. And
Hold on,
it's
hold on.
inspiring Jesse right now too.
I want people to remember that this fucking imbecile went to give Shawn Michaels and Undertaker 5 stars for those classics.
He didn't.
No, he did not.
Don't, I'll just say it. I'm just going to say it.
Just say it.
I'm just going to say it.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I wouldn't take fucking Dave Meltzer's words with a grain of cat shit ever. This is what?
5 stars.
What?
Which
Yes.
means Nick Jackson once again is the GOAT according to Dave Meltzer. Nick Jackson has more 5-star matches than anyone. By the way, Jesse, higher than any Flair or Steamboat match.
You
Yes.
can't fucking convince me he's not in the pockets of the Bucks because
I've been
there's-
saying this for months.
there's-
It's not even a joke anymore.
There's no way.
This was 5
By
stars.
the way, I credited it with the 3.5 when we reviewed the show.
You enjoyed this match.
I actually enjoyed this match.
And by the way, hold on, before you go on, I actually hit up Corey. Corey, who we're going to get on to talk about the show.
Oh, yeah.
Corey said they loved it live. But I don't think anyone in the building thought it was a 5.
Right.
No.
Not even in the building did
Hey.
they think it was a 5.
Better than Tiger Mask? Are
Right.
you fucking kidding me?
For those who don't know, and for those who don't have New Japan Strong, Jesse,
Look it up on YouTube.
Jesse, what inspired this generation of wrestler
Correct.
was literally those 2 guys.
Correct.
Yep.
And by the way, that was the original Tiger Mask?
I believe either it
think
was the
so.
original on his way out or
Yeah.
the second one.
Yeah. But either way, first of all, who's ever been in the Tiger Mask is
They're all legendary.
they're all
wrestlers.
legends.
Oh, my God.
But yes, so Tiger Mask and
Right.
Dynamite Kid, who
Right.
arguably inspired some of modern day lucha, never was better. And by the way, first of all, Dynamite Kid used to do things in midair where I'm like, okay, is he being held up by Tiger Mask? No, he used to do things in midair that like made no sense.
This is just
Oddly enough, Jesse, you could follow Dynamite Kid versus
think
Tiger
my
Mask.
brain just exploded in my head.
Wait till we get
It
to
looked like it.
Wait
This
till we
is
get to the
fucking-
till we get to the main event.
Brian Last had a great comment for this. Dave Meltzer.
Now we're not trying to give Jim's entire review.
Oh no! Just his comment, which I do agree with him,
Yeah.
is Dave Meltzer. He's part of the Bucks Protection Agency,
The BPA.
The BPA.
Every
He
time
should get T-shirts.
Every
for that.
time something happens to these guys, they need someone to come to their defense. And I guarantee you, with that little puppy dog performance they gave that night, everyone started bashing them for the horrible switch, I guess they did. And because you saw the message board, so did I. People ripped them for it because like, out of nowhere, you're just all of a sudden okay with Adam Page. But what's crazy is that hate or whatever hate the Bucks have gotten in the last week. Dave has to protect them. He has to do something to make sure their feelings are not so hurt that they quote unquote pull a Leo Rush and just retire.
I I just want people to tell me how they hate quote-unquote sports entertainment-based wrestling like WWE, and then watch this match, which I positively
3.5 is not a bad score
I
out of
very
5.
much so positively
3.5 would be a
reviewed this
way
thing.
better
You
score.
did.
And you give it a 5 out of 5, but then you look like tonight. We have Survivor Series. We'll get to it later.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
I got that
When he
roster
raced
there.
these matches tonight, regardless on their build, and the
Yep.
build has been shit. Regardless
I'll
on
say
that,
this, and I'll save it for the review, but here's a teaser for the
outside
review.
of Roman
Yeah.
and Big E.
Here's my thing about
Yeah,
that.
last
Though.
night-
I'm
Friday Night
actually
SmackDown was
super
good.
interested in all the 5-on-5s because here's the deal. It's a lot like the NFL season. I don't know who's going to – I legitimately don't have a favorite.
Right.
It's
No.
been an odd build, not their best build, but here's the deal. You don't know who the favorite is.
Right.
But we'll get that later. Jesse, main event. Hangman Adam Page versus Kenny Omega. We didn't hate it. We
I
actually
loved it.
liked it.
I loved
You
it.
went to love it.
Yeah.
I actually thought it was one of the better shows they've done. 5.5 stars. So this match was
yeah.
5.
5.5.
So Jesse, hold on, Jesse.
I'm
Before
not
you get
sure
angry,
about that.
he put this over Kenny Okada 1 because that was only a 5. Remember he didn't give a 6 until I think the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No way.
So this match was
No
above
way.
Kenny and Okada. Nothing against Hangman. He ain't Okada.
No, he's not.
This is why I always say my 5. I always preordain when we review shows that my 5 scale is based on history of the booking and all of that. And so every out of 5 is not going to be the same.
No.
So, that's why I always tell people, listen to my words carefully.
Well, the 5 out of 4. Well, first of all, the build for Kenny Okada 1 might have been the best build of that year in any company. Gato was on his best shit.
We're not going to talk about the best wrestling company in the world who now actually decided to get with their competitors in Pro Noah and throw on a show.
Oh, we gonna have
which
fun.
we gonna watch.
We gonna have fun that third night. We gonna have fun the third night.
But we're not discussing that.
Not yet.
Are you guys going to be I'm still wondering if you guys are going to be live after this.
The first 2 nights might kill us. This night's gonna. Jesse and I will leave my apartment with a black eye bet because Noah versus New Japan. It's gonna hurt.
God, I'm going to have to send the paramedics or something.
The matches they're already starting to book. Oh my god!
But anyway, back to this.
The fact I'm not paying more than $10 for this is insane.
This was 50.
Right.
AEW was 50, and for less than $10 a month, you're gonna get Pro Wrestling Noah versus New Japan.
I think I'm going to have to get Allison a crash unit there for you guys.
Oh, she'll be fine.
Oh, she'll be fine.
Oh no, she'll be fine. No, for you guys.
Oh, we're gonna die.
Because I want to make.
we
No,
gonna
you
die.
can't.
We
No,
gonna die.
We
then
gonna
We gonna die.
then I have to bring you back to life so we can do this podcast.
Oh, the third night's the 8th, so I mean it's only a couple of days later.
I mean, just understand, we're gonna zombie our way through that podcast.
Oh yes.
it's gonna be very hard.
Yes. But anyway, no.
I guess
but
I'll have to carry the
But
podcast.
back to the main
Jeez.
event.
Yeah, but back to the main event.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
I actually now would bump it up to a 4.75. I actually changed a lot of my rankings after the second and third viewing of the pay-per-view.
Which is fair.
And I was like, man.
Because you're able to view it differently
Exactly.
the second time around.
Because that, now you can put your pure emotion from the first time.
Yeah.
And just watch and kind of take everything in as you're watching.
It's also interesting when you know what spot's coming.
Right.
Because then you can look at the spot before it and say,
Right.
does it fit?
Right.
Which in the Young Bucks it never does.
And here's the thing. I said 4.75. I ignored the way they got to the Young Bucks moment because whatever, but they got there.
Yeah.
There's no way in hell this is better than the Kenny Okada trilogy. No, any of the matches. And by the way, to give
The last 2 were 6s.
which fine. Like I said, I mean, as you guys know, one of my first things was you getting on Kenny and me going, whoa, wait a minute, that's one of the best wrestlers in the I deeply defended him.
You did.
Yes, you did.
You did.
We have proof of it.
Like, there's audio proof.
Yes.
There is.
Yes.
And
Which is why we always admit the things we've done wrong because there's proof of this. It's on YouTube.
so
Unless I start deleting things, but
Eh.
I'm not.
And we're not
to
going to.
give Kenny a
I
lot
got
of
about
credit,
70
Yeah.
up there now.
the way they structured this match
Yep.
was actually brilliant.
Yeah.
Not everything was perfectly executed, but
Yeah.
I thought brilliant structuring, Kenny's best work.
Yeah.
And that's why I want Kenny to get healthy, and I hope he comes back and
Yeah.
do some more of his best work.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, when AEW started, I thought, okay, now that Kenny's going to join his friends with Cody there, who went to, who was in the WWE system.
Yeah.
That's why my whole thing was, I'll wait till the first show,
Yeah.
and I'll see how they build up into their first pay-per-view, because there's a chance this could work.
Yeah.
Having the billionaire backing helps, but this
Yeah.
could work.
Yeah.
But a 5.5 out of 5.
Out of 5.
Basically, and by the way, because he's like, well, I rated it out of 5, but the
Rick and
ratings are
Sting, Flair and Sting, never got a 5. Dynamite Kid versus Tiger Mask, never got a 5. Rick and Ricky Steamboat, never got a 5. Shawn Michaels and Undertaker, and those two matches right now are still revered as maybe the best matches of the century.
Right.
Yes.
Even over Okada and Kenny, just because of the star power that was in both matches, and the fact that both those matches arguably were perfect.
Right.
Yeah.
Arguably, there was not a
Yes.
single move that was botched in either
It was
match.
probably one of the last excellent matches we ever got out of Mark Calloway before the age started to cut in.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
it's a shit.
It was also, by the way, one of those moments where you have to look at yourself and say, Jim Cornette has always said one of the biggest criticisms he's always had about Michaels is everything looked too perfect. Arguably, Shawn looked human in those matches. Not everything was to Shawn level of perfect. He was almost brought down a peg to not oversell anything.
Well, because it's.
But back to this.
Before I go back to that, and this is why I always compare AJ to Shawn, because I think he's the closest maybe we'll ever get.
Yeah.
Is the fact
Adam
that
Cole could have, but Adam Cole decided to go play with his
decided to go
friends.
back to his friends, which is fine. It's fine. And it was also future fiance, future wife.
Yes.
Which is fine. I have no problem with that. But
We defended Cole. We did.
I'm cool with it. I got no problem with it.
Yep.
But it's one of those things where he probably felt human, because you also had this guy who was basically the heart and soul of pro wrestling.
Yes.
At his all-time peak.
If there's one guy
Oh, yeah.
that I don't think can be criticized by any fan anywhere, it's Mark Calloway.
It just, when he was at his peak power, it was just like, the man's 50 and he's still doing this like this.
Yeah.
But there's no way in hell. And I love this match. There's no way in hell it's better than any of the Kenny Okada matches, any of the Dynamite Kid and Tiger Mask matches. There's no way in hell.
Has Jay White gotten a 5 out of Dave yet?
No.
No, I don't think so.
So Jesse, arguably, you've admitted that Jay White now is better than Kenny unless it was with Okada.
Right.
You've also, and nothing against Hangman, but Hangman ain't Jay White. So basically, these two guys.
Let me say it like this.
Okay.
I love the Cowboy, but the Cowboy ain't shit compared to the King.
We had Cowboy Shit Day.
As a matter of fact, I hope this goes viral for what I'm about to say, because how many times have I praised Roman Reigns for this year?
Yes.
The tribal
lost count.
chief ain't shit compared to the King. The MJF ain't shit compared to Jay White. Period. End of all discussion. The moment that apparently, so the rumors came back out that Nick Khan is getting ever so close to being able to work with New Japan. You will see it on full scale. If Jay White is able to go wrestle Roman Reigns with Bush, by the way.
Well, but you and I have.
That'd be killer.
Well, but you and I
Fucking
I
God.
have said you ultimately.
I'm a
said
New Japan Pro Wrestling stan.
Yeah.
I'll admit to it.
But Roman's arguably the best overall thing. But in ring, you want to see the King versus the Tribal Chief.
Them building to a story together.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Forget about it.
Yeah.
Forget about it.
But Jim had a question there because of the promo. You saw him on the horse. He's wondered, what happened to all the traffic? How'd they get everybody gone? I'm like, a lot of cops or something, or at the right time. It's like, where was it? Because there was nobody there.
In Minneapolis on a Sunday.
Yeah.
It's believable.
Yeah.
Because,
but they taped it beforehand.
Viking fans usually get pissed.
Yep.
Clear the arena, clear the football field, leave the streets, All of a sudden, you can drive through and not worry about anything.
We either had to go to home or to a bar.
Yeah, mostly the bar.
So
drink.
the bar is full, but the streets are empty. So to be fair, I can see it.
Okay, all right. We're gonna have to tell that to
So,
Jim.
yes.
That's what happens.
Those were the ratings
Oh Lord.
that Dave Meltzer gave.
This man used to be the gospel. Even I used to forgive some of those old rankings, especially the blasphemy of Rick.
Did he
Ricky
ever rank
Steamboat and,
the Bucks this high when they were in PWG?
hell no.
They were never ranked this high.
They
in
got
PWG.
they got fours a lot when I didn't think they deserved them.
Yeah.
But I used to just go, okay, well, all right.
But back
This
to what
is-
Lee. But not to interrupt you.
But like I told
yeah.
you before, I used to be one of the few people back then who was just like, I don't know what the rest of the independent scene in them,
Yeah.
because to me, they're just almost a lower version of the Road Dogg and Billy Gunn.
Because it seems like not even PW. Oh, okay, here's the strange thing.
As far as entertainment factor.
Yeah. Here's the strange thing that nobody ever alludes to. Outside of the 2.5 years that AEW has existed, whatever company they've been in to a large scale has never viewed them as top guys.
No.
No company's ever viewed them that way. Did PWG?
No.
We all know all those stories have now been confirmed. New Japan never gave a damn.
No.
They had the blessings of Tama.
Right.
That's why they did it.
Right.
But no one, PWG didn't, TNA didn't, WWE clearly didn't,
Well, Jim Cornette clearly did not.
ROH
Yes.
only did because they weren't listening to Jim.
Right.
But the thing is that Jesse, and by the way, I think ROH to this day, whoever was in, I think Kerry Silken was still in charge.
I think so.
Yeah. To this day, and again, I don't know Kerry. Eric might be able to ask for us more because he knows
Right.
Kerry. Arguably, I think Jesse, when you look at 2020, maybe putting them as the main event was not a good idea. It killed what made ROH ROH.
Right.
Because I hate to say it, the Bucks, you've been sports entertainment from day one. No one's ever looked at you as pure wrestlers.
No.
There's a book that I should have grabbed at Barnes & Noble. It might still be there. It was called Wrestlers. And I kind of want to go back and buy it because it's old school guys who were wrestlers, not the entertainer. Hogan's clearly not in the book. I think Bob Orton's in it.
Okay.
But
Well, to be fair, though, Bob Orton was an amateur pro wrestler.
yeah,
though, so.
but my point is this, Jesse, is no one has ever they for some reason don't get shit on them when like you've basically put the rumors to bed for the last month on the show. You've said it every show for like the last month. You are sports entertainment. Stop trying to tell me you're not.
Right.
So but it's just who's out of touch? Us or Dave? Because at this point, Jesse, you can't call yourself an unbiased journalist.
Wait a minute. Are you being a comedian again? Was that a serious question?
Was that the book you're looking at?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But the point is this, Jesse.
Are you and Leroy trying to like pull a gag? That's not a serious question, is it?
If I could get away with it,
Maybe.
with
Because I mean, you are as sharp as a man I've ever seen in your age.
well, thank you.
So you guys must be pulling a gag asking that question.
6,900 is pretty good on him.
He looks beautiful for 6,900.
Yes.
I don't look a day over 600. So
Yeah, exactly.
But if I could, I would
Go
start.
for it.
I would if copyright was not a problem, I would start playing a Hall and Oates song right now with that. You're out of touch. Out of touch. Yeah.
Clearly, Dave Meltzer has lost his fucking marbles. Clearly, there's not a discussion.
He is now the crazy uncle that comes
As
with
a matter of
conspiracy
fact,
theories.
Brian Alvarez is about to join that same train.
I think I'm gonna make Dave a T-shirt of
Before we get to
that and send it to
You know,
him.
it's interesting that you say Brian Alvarez because we now have to, bring more context to another situation that Brian Alvarez and Sean Ross have talked about. The most recent cuts, Jesse.
Yes.
Okay, here's the deal. I don't want to sit here and do what we've done past, which is give individuals. Here's the deal. All these cuts, and it was 8 people. I don't care. I'm sorry I don't. And I'm just going to blatantly put it out there. let me make this very clear. Okay. To Taya Valkyrie, I get it. We love you, Taya. But Taya, you and your husband were always better on the indies anyway. Johnny Gimmick was always better than John Morrison. We know that. Once Miz left, John had nothing for him. And you know what? Again, guys, there were years, and the Invasion angle was a prime example, where Vince just won't admit that he has nothing, and you sit there and do stupid shit. At least he's finally admitting, I got nothing. Bye-bye. At least it took 70-some years, but we're finally at the point where Vince is admitting, I got too many people, and these are the people I got nothing for. I hate to say it, the Frankie Monet thing had 2 weeks of build-up, and then they didn't know where to go with it other than that she carried around a puppy. That was about it.
Yeah. Well, the Hit Row one made me scratch my head.
Because I
thought they were doing something with them.
Let me explain something. Okay. Hit Row is a situation where everybody around here needs to shut the hell up. And not necessarily us, because we've always been honest. We liked Hit Row, but we didn't know where to go with them. There were a ton of people on the internet. They never got it. They never cared. They shit on their little halftime thing at TakeOver. The hatred over Hit Row makes no sense because you guys weren't that into it. You weren't. We hyped them up. We were excited to see things because there were possibilities. Now there is rumors that they still want to bring back Swerve. There's actually credible rumors that they're still looking to bring back Isaiah Scott.
He's getting talked. He's going to get talked by everybody.
Right.
I mean, everybody's going to try.
No, I'm saying WWE said they want
to get him
back. There's credible sources that they want him back. But my point is this, and it's like, again, Jesse can feel whatever he wants, and Jesse's going to speak in a second. But for those people who are going to sit here and are going to feel the way that they feel, it just, I'm not trying to say anything other than that you people have outrage for one reason. It's because Vince let them go. When Impact let Johnny Impact go, when Impact dropped a bunch of guys who ended up in WWE, when they went to ROH, nobody seemed to care. In fact, I'm just putting the facts out there. When ROH lets a few guys go, when Impact's let guys go, we've learned recently that Tony Khan, who clearly this is another shot at WWE, Tony, just stop it, that their contracts don't end. They just let the contracts expire. Nobody gets cut, which is stupid to have a no-cut situation. But whatever. Well, by the way, Tony's caught lying because they cut Jimmy Havoc.
Yes, they
did.
So Tony's already lying to us. But my point is this. This is another classic Walmart situation. Walmart got in trouble for not offering benefits, which again was shitty for a company of that size. But you cared because it was them. Your small town grocery stores, your small town mom and pops, a lot of them did the same thing. But the Juggernaut gets in trouble. Or the Juggernaut gets caught, and the whole world goes crazy. And also, Top Dollar said it himself. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm not going to watch. Jesse, come on. You got to give WWE credit on one thing. He did say what no one else wants to say, which is, I'm still going to watch.
Yeah.
I'm just going to let you finish before I go.
And that's kind of, no, Jesse, and as I said, I'm going to let you have your time, and that's fine. But I just want to point something out. I don't care, because ultimately, if they were released from anywhere else, I don't think you people would care to this level, is all I'm saying.
I do agree. Yeah, with WWE, I mean, I saw him on that A&E show. He was on there, and I thought he was great on there.
Yeah.
What he did on there. I mean, if we could do something like that, that'd be good. But, yeah, I do agree with that. I mean, if it's not because of Vince and that, nobody's going to say anything because they're the top, and if something happens,
and before
they're
Jesse goes, and Jesse has every right to his opinion on the individual releases, but that's my point, is I don't want to sit here and talk about it too much individually, because if it was any other company, the outrage would not have been this high. No. And again, outside of Hit Row and John Morrison, were we using any of these people?
Yeah, I mean, that's
and John was just meditating in the back.
But yeah, I say that's the only question I have is Hit Row. I mean, it looked like they were going to do something with them, and then they're gone.
And yes,
it just kind of made me go, "What?"
And we'll get it out of the way here, folks.
But
we'll get it out of the way here. Okay. So they promoted a bunch of people from NXT, so they had 90-day clauses. Businesses do that all the time. You just found out about it because it was released by people. Who, by the way, when guys leave AEW, watch Dave Meltzer not get on Tony Khan at all. Just saying.
And remember,
and guys are going to leave because we're going to get to a topic a little bit later. People who have not been on AEW television or even Dark for a while. We'll get to that in a little bit once we get to the rankings. But Jesse, like I said, I'm not going to interrupt you. You say what you got to say. But that's my whole thing is that I'm tired of people getting so angry.
You got to tighten the mic.
Yep.
But
just because it was Vince.
They're still paying them too.
Yeah.
Because
I mean, they're still getting paid.
the weight of what I'm about to say.
Now, Jesse, before you go on,
Don't break anything.
are they allowed?
Exactly.
Jesse,
Tightening everything.
Jesse,
You have invested so much
Yes.
of your money into
Jesse,
this
are they
equipment.
allowed
We
to
have
say
invested a
no
little bit,
to
yeah.
the 90-day clauses?
Huh?
Are they allowed to say no to the 90-day clauses?
After the first 30.
Okay.
So they can technically try to get out from under it after the first 30.
Okay.
Well, any kind of contract, you can try to contest it and
Right.
whatever.
Well, no.
Trying to
Well, it's
change
not
it,
even
so.
really a contest.
It's not even
Or just
testing.
kinda
It's because
work in your
again,
best
this is
interest.
the part nobody gets about the 90 days. You've been cut. You can't work, but they're paying you. So you're taking 90 days worth of their money. Is all I'm saying. Jesse, go ahead.
All right. The only one I agree on is Taya and her man. Who, by the way, they probably shouldn't have fucking brought back if you were only bringing him back
To work with Miz.
to work with the fucking Miz.
Yeah, I agree. I didn't understand it unless John had it in writing that he was going to get an actual shot.
Because otherwise, that one, cool. There were some other ones I can't think of off the top of my head.
Do you have the 8 releases, Leroy? Can you look those up for Jesse?
yeah.
Keep going, and then Leroy will let you know.
Let's get into Hit Row.
Mm-hmm.
You and other people are not getting away with that shit. Let me explain.
All right.
That was their investment. Let me explain. You see, when they decided to go 2.0 and they went to Sean, they had Sean bring those guys into a meeting,
Yep.
talk to them, explain to them, hey, we're actually kind of big on bringing you guys up.
Yep.
You brought them up. You failed them the first week.
Yeah.
You had them beat some jobbers. You failed them the third week. They kind of got some stuff going with Sammy.
Yep.
Next thing you know, they're fucking gone.
Yep.
What is this company doing?
I agree.
Who are they? I have loved WWE since I was a 5-year-old kid.
They were in your backyard, basically.
My dad has met Vince on more than 10 occasions.
Okay.
Has done security for him and all
How
that.
often was Vince, just sort of walking backstage?
So, in the past,
Madison?
often.
Okay.
In the 90s, often, especially when they were in New York, because his dad and them knew a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
people in the city.
Because he doesn't seem like the guy that just immediately hides in the office.
Right.
Vince will kind of walk around a little bit.
No, he used to actually go talk to the workers, things of that
yeah.
Because New York is home
Yeah.
for WWE.
Yep.
But just like the NFL, with that said, does not mean you can't take an ass cutting when you deserve it.
Oh, I agree.
And so why are you telling people? Let me finish.
I'm just
why,
breathing.
why are you telling people
Sorry.
we're going to build? Oh, that's all right. Bless you. You're gonna build them. We're gonna work slowly with you, and then the next thing you know, by the way, I know people said these were Vince McMahon cuts. I only believe 3 or 4. I only believe 3 of them were Vince McMahon cuts. This feels like, and I'm going to actually lead us in to this ass clown.
Okay.
This feel like Bruce Pritchard / John Laurinaitis cuts.
Mm-hmm.
Because
I think so.
you change your mind more than fucking Vince does. I've said it on the show before.
Yep.
I'm going to say it over and over and over.
Mm-hmm.
There is a reason WWE 2K22 is now on release for fucking March instead of when it was supposed to release in May.
Yeah.
You can't. You shouldn't have hoarded the talent. We've already been through that.
Yep.
That's a simple fact.
Yep.
It is what it is.
Yep.
AEW will have to learn that fucking lesson very, very soon because a lot of that talent's already pissed off that they're not being used.
We'll get to that.
Which we will.
We'll get to that in a little bit here.
Which we will after
Yep.
I lead us in.
Yes.
And then the other thing, you're cutting people, but you never have any stories for anyone.
True.
As decent as Raw has been,
Yeah.
it is because there's world-class performers
Yes.
that they have on the roster. And yet they don't give them a lot. Seth makes great things happen out of horse shit.
I agree.
Becky, that promo was not great writtenly, but she made it work.
Yes.
Because then Liv Morgan comes out, and it's fucking embarrassing. Why? By the way, I give Morgan all the credit in the world because she tried her best to make it work, but it almost made her look like she had cry face. It was horrible.
She had nothing written for her, and you could tell.
Horrible.
Yep, I agree.
But you want to cut talent? I need Bruce Pritchard and John Laurinaitis and Vince McMahon. I need Vince to do a couple things. One, sometimes your friends ain't worth fucking keeping around. Period. End of discussion. Like I've told you guys, if there's any time, if I am not viable enough to help this show grow,
you don't come.
Not only will I not come, but if you want to get rid of me, I got no problem with it because the show should grow.
Yes.
Why is Bruce Pritchard and John Laurinaitis back and still there?
This is the one thing I will 100. And before Jesse keeps going, because I know Jesse, that wasn't rhetorical, but
right.
not to interrupt you, but this is the one thing that I'll say. I am not saying that. All right, couple of things. One, I agree. This is clearly Bruce and John being stupid. Number two, Hit Row was not used properly. But number three, when I'm talking to the fans about their hatred, is there was a lot of lukewarm responses to Hit Row, and I want people to be called out for that.
True.
That's all I'm saying. But back to point B.
Now, to be fair, though, going back to point bitch, Bruce Pritchard,
yes,
and Kevin Buckface fucking Dunn,
yeah,
and John People Power Laurinaitis, that clown.
What are you giving these people to work
right, like you're not giving your fans anything to invest in them for.
Mm-hmm.
Give the fans something to invest in them for. What are we doing? Like I said, last year I was upset, but I like I said, the more I thought about it, I ended up not minding the cuts because that's a shit ton of people you weren't using.
Exactly.
Let them go elsewhere. Hell, and this year,
Leroy, full cuts before Jesse keeps going. Because I know,
go for it.
I know you're on Hit Row, but we might as well get
right.
We'll give the people the full list.
Yeah, it was on there, and all of a sudden it died at me.
It happens.
All right.
It was Morrison.
It was
Hit Row.
Ashante Adonis.
Yep.
Drake Maverick. Isaiah Swerve Scott.
Yep.
Jackson Riker.
Yep.
John Morrison.
Who no one cares about
Shane
Jackson Riker
Thorne.
anymore. So
should have happened 7 months
Tegan
ago.
Knox and Top Dollar.
Tegan
is is injuries.
Yes, folks.
Yeah.
Folks, we want to be clear. We on the show, all three of us, we loved Tegan Knox.
Oh, yeah.
Tegan was great in everything that she got to do. That's the issue. Everything she got to do. They wanted to put the belt on her. They wanted to do a bunch more with her. Folks, you can't tear an ACL twice, be out for a total of, I think it was like 30 months between two injuries. Jesse, this is still pro wrestling. It doesn't matter if it's Vince or it's AEW. Only AEW comes back to something after 8 months of nothing and expects people to just deal with it.
Right.
At least they'll look you in the eye and they'll say, okay, here's the deal, though. People are saying, what about Balor? Don't tell me Balor hasn't knocked a home run and everything he's gotten since he got back.
Right.
Balor's been fine. And by the way, folks, if Balor ever gets cut, he ain't going to AEW. He'll go back to Japan at that point.
Oh, God.
He'll go back to Japan because the pop he'll get when he shows up at the Tokyo Dome.
There would be no reason for him to go to AEW. But
Bullet Club would be reunited.
We would feel that all the way over here.
Drake Maverick was the other one.
Only because you brought him back.
It's not even that.
What did you watch his little promo that he did?
Excellent.
That
by
was
the way,
so good.
By the way, people always saying, "Oh, John Cena's just a WWE stan of a superstar." Who is the first guy to help that fucking promo go viral? Oh yeah, John Cena.
John
Cena gives a shit about his.
No
his
offense
friends.
to you, Jesse. I feel like you guys in the PWG circles, John gets a lot of bad rep because of what you guys felt about him. That's on you guys
now,
a little
the
bit.
Thing now.
Because here's the deal. It doesn't
That's
seem
true.
Because here's the deal. We've learned two things in his career. Number one, he was robotic on Total Divas because he didn't want to fucking do it.
Right.
That was obvious.
Right.
And number two,
I don't blame him for that.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what happens when you get involved with a Bella.
Yep. And number two,
Just saying.
John was never the guy saying. And okay, yeah, there's the CM Punk story, but at the same time, as Jesse has chronicled for us since the summer of Punk, Phil deserved that a little bit,
right?
From what John said,
right.
It was good heat, and it helps Punk,
right?
But he still deserved it from John Cena,
right.
Because the real story of Phil Brooks Punk,
right,
is not what everybody thinks it or wants it to be.
But
no, John doesn't deserve a lot of the hatred that a lot of people have given him. And you've had to admit that over the years. It's not crow eating.
And by the way, a lot of the old school indie crowd has been like, and that's the funny thing. Like now he gets the John Cena sucks out of love and respect, like Kurt Angle did.
Yeah.
Where it's just like anytime you're just happy to see him now. Like,
yeah.
And you go back and you think about it, you're like, you know what, John. Can't be mad at you anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, we now fully understand what it was.
See, I had fun. I said this. One of my Justin at work, he made a joke because one of our managers, he gave me a 2-set for action figures, and it was John Cena and Nikki Bella. And it was free. He goes, "Do you kids would love this?" I said, "Yeah, they'll love it to death because each one will have one." Justin comes in, he looks at it, he goes, "You know, you have the one girl there, and then the other side, there's nothing." I'm like, thank you, Justin.
Now, to
that was
comment
perfect.
something that our buddy Eric
that.
told me once, because I told Derek about how Brandy had done a spot in the middle of Cody's match solely for the reality show. He goes, "Yeah, but John Cena and Nikki Bella literally had a match just for Total Divas or Total Bellas." And I'm like, yeah, but at least there was a build-up on Raw for that for a couple of weeks.
To be fair, they actually did build the match.
That's what I'm saying. Brandy just got in the damn ring.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That was like a whole story.
You can't
based off of his rivalry with The Miz.
Exactly. You can't say things are exactly the same. Just based on those moments, you have to look at the build-up. This is wrestling,
right?
But now back to your point about Drake Maverick and Hit Row.
Drake Maverick, because people would think because I'm black that the Hit Row one would disgust me. No, it was Drake Maverick.
Yeah.
If I'm Triple H, who apparently it looked really good because he was going with them to the new WWE HQ that they're building.
Yep.
I don't know how I don't punch my father-in-law in his fucking face.
That's fair.
Because I'd be like, listen, I brought this dude back. I showed you everything he is capable of.
Yeah.
You told me I'm probably going to give him extension. That's what you told me.
Right.
Okay? A lot of these guys I brought back to rebuild for you to use on the main roster, and once again, you've done fucking nothing. Why should I not punch you in the face? Because you're not going to fire me. Him and his wife had the largest investments in the company, even if they have divested
Because
recently.
to be fair, Triple H, when he throws that punch, Jesse, it's getting stopped by the pudginess that is Bruce Pritchard.
He should be punched first. Let me help us lead in.
Cal says hi, by the way, with his picture with Bruce Pritchard that I sent you.
Oh, Cal, love the photo. You should have told him how much of a fan you are.
Yeah.
And that you know a certain black guy that hates his fucking guts.
Yeah.
And then punch him in the nuts.
This guy is a waste of time.
Oh, save that for Jesse. Jesse wants that
Oh,
personally.
okay. All right.
Jesse wants personally.
Headphones
to
are
do
coming up. Holy shit.
Yeah, headphones
Let's
are
get
up.
into Bruce Pritchard's stupid ass.
Ladies and gentlemen, the life and crimes of
Mr.
one
Pritchard.
Bruce Pritchard.
What a waste of time. I'll say it in my Vince McMahon voice. What a waste of time. Why is he still there? Leroy,
Nice.
you
Yes.
unfortunately sometimes at that store have to work with young people.
Unfortunately, I mean all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
There ain't nobody there. Well, there's like 3 people my age. That's it.
Frustrating at times, isn't it?
Yeah, I just call them a bunch of kids.
But you hold your patience, and as long as they do the job that you asked them to do, you're okay with them, right?
Yeah, for the most part.
This man hasn't done his fucking job in 16 years. How does he keep coming back? I'm going to say a statement that's going to sound controversial to people. He's worse than Vince Russo.
Ooh.
He is actively worse than Vince Russo. Because everyone knows Vince Russo is a fucking clown. Everyone knows Vince Russo should never be allowed in pro wrestling because his ideas are based off of nothing.
No, that's not true. They're based off the Jerry Springer show.
Nothing.
And his brain. What is in his head? We don't know. But
I used to watch Jerry Springer too. Nothing.
Jerry puts on a better show than Vince ever would.
I would rather hire a fucking monkey to write WWE lines in stories because they would do a better job than Bruce Pritchard would.
Put the monkeys in a room with a typewriter.
By the way, that's something to Pritchard about, you dumb fuck. This guy has not written a good wrestling story since probably 97. Anything he has been a part of, even when he was let go. Does anyone remember his run in Impact? I remember his run in Impact. It was fucking horrible.
It was so bad they had to hire Jim Cornette just to fire him.
They had to hire Jim Cornette back just to fire because Jim left. Jim left, which, by the way, I don't even know why Jim considers him half a friend. This guy's a waste of fucking time. When I talk about guys who need to leave pro wrestling, I sometimes Vince's name is brought up, and the only reason I'll bring Vince's name up is because story-wise, he clearly does not understand a brand new generation. He tries. He does try. He tries his best, and we still get great moments from him.
Yeah.
But most of the time, it is a lot of frustration.
Well, but to be fair, Jesse, again, we've chronicled it with Vince.
Right.
We look back, and by the way, again, to all the fans who wanted the Attitude Era back, do you not realize outside of Triple H, Stone Cold, The Rock, and I'll even say Shane Helms because he was with The Rock,
Kane, The Undertaker, like most
outside of a
Attitude Area was trash.
Yes, because remember Jesse, as has been proven, said by Jim Cornette and confirmed by others, Vince McMahon only let Vince Russo deal with Rock and Stone Cold to a point.
Right.
The majority of that was all Vince McMahon.
Right.
So, but what people have to realize is the other hour and a half of Raw and SmackDown in the Attitude Era really
was horrible.
Trash. Ultimate trash.
I gotta tell people, like, seriously, go back besides those major story points that you kind of remember from back then and watch the full show.
It was trash.
It's damn near unwatchable.
We couldn't do the Attitude Era now.
I don't know.
It's not about not doing the Attitude Era.
Which you're right about.
Yeah,
you're right about.
The freaking Karens and shitheads out there would
that's not my point.
Be horrible.
But that's not my point, is that we can't do it. We can't do it because of the way the world is. But ultimately, you go back and you look at it, all of the highlights of the Attitude Era that are ever shown, Jesse, it's the same 25 clips.
Oh, it's horrible.
Because you can't find 2 hours of great Attitude Era material.
No.
It's the same people over and over again that you
highlight.
highlight.
With different storylines, with the same. It's usually the same 10 wrestlers.
Yeah.
Let me make something very, very clear. He got into this thing, I think, around the same time Jim Cornette did. I believe in the late 60s, I believe, right? Or early 70s.
Pritchard?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Because I believe they're about the same age.
They're close, yeah.
Leroy's going to look it up. I appreciate you looking it up. Sometimes my wrestling history gets a little meh. But, and back in the 80s, in the early 90s, yes, he was a huge asset to pro wrestling. Not going to lie. Because if I say he wasn't, then I would be lying as someone who loves pro wrestling and some people who might consider me a wrestling historian because of how much I obsess with pro wrestling.
Cornette 60, Pritchard's 58.
Okay. So they probably started about the same time, late 60s, early 70s, something like that. Actually, yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
So, but since the turn of the century,
73 was hit in Houston.
Okay, yeah.
That's where he started.
Right. Okay, that which is what I thought.
And he also walked Undertaker to the ring, but nobody remembers that he walked Undertaker to the ring
because he's Mark fucking Calloway, the Undertaker. So
yes.
But since about '98, the turn of the century, where Vince, or actually, I'll say '99.
Okay, fair enough.
I'll say '99.
I'll say '99.
When Vince kind of started, allowing other writers to get involved in things of that nature, especially once we got rid of the fucking invasion angle.
Oh, about 10 years between him and Cornette.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Cornette.
Which, by the way, folks,
82.
Which, by the way, folks, Vince, again, the Jedi mind tricks that he has, he made you love the invasion angle in the past because we forget that Survivor Series had that build-up with that great Puddle of Mud song.
Right.
And when they make a video package, they make you forget about the build-up.
Right.
They are the masters of that. No one puts it together like they do.
Because it was bad. It was really bad, and I've watched a lot of that a lot.
Yeah. Ruthless Aggression, by the way, season 2, out.
Can't wait for it.
Out soon.
Speaking of.
Yeah.
But you get to the Ruthless Aggression era right before his ass is about to get released from WWE because Vince decided to work with younger writers who were fans of pro wrestling. Guess what? Ruthless Aggression era was way better than the Attitude Era, especially wrestling-wise.
Yes.
Especially wrestling-wise.
Nobody ever wants to hear that.
Right.
But I think again, if you look at things not in a vacuum
right.
and you look at them in their totality,
right.
the ruthless aggression era, even the moments that weren't main event were oddly entertaining. They were actually good.
I agree, 1,000%. But Bruce takes a job in Nashville, Tennessee,
with his old buddy Double J,
and starts to do a lot of head writing for them. At the time when they were building, and by the way, Jeff Jarrett was on one of the first original Reigns of Terror. We'll get into a different day. Jeff, you are not excluded from that Triple H conversation of things you shouldn't do as a champion.
I did say last week, though, Jim Cornette did say it did make sense why Jeff did it, because he was kind of the only, television
he might have been
worker
the only
at the time.
mega television star.
But at the same time, yes. It was still Triple H do that, yeah.
When you bury that much talent, it doesn't help the future.
Oh, I agree.
Which, luckily for them, I don't know how, for real, I don't know how TNA/Impact has survived this long. It is a miracle.
I agree.
Absolute miracle.
They've now officially outlasted ROH. Never thought I'd ever say that in my lifetime, but they've outlasted ROH.
ROH.
There was a 3-year period, folks. I'll admit there was a 3-year period. I was watching PWG highlights. I was watching WWE religiously. I forgot Impact was a thing.
Right.
Completely forgot they existed for about 2-3 years.
By the way, at that point when people were watching the old highlights, they were still technically active.
Yep.
So it's like I said, but he was the head writer.
Yep.
Who was fired 3 times, including twice by Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah.
Because the stories made no sense.
Yeah.
They weren't good. They weren't helping the crowd, by the way. Fanatical fan base. One of the original We Hate WWE fan bases. But to be fair, they might have been half right during the Invasion era.
Yeah.
And then after not being in pro wrestling for 6 years, by the way, it's not like pro wrestling was in a great spot. At this point, numbers are dropping. People are more looking into independence. All the independent companies, PWG, couple in Houston, couple over in Nashville competing with Impact, especially in the audience.
One that we're about to talk about here in a little bit. Actually, we'll just drop them in right now. Mitch Paradise,
right.
After over 20-some years in the business, local Minnesota, super heavyweight, by the way. He started his own promotion, Paradise City Wrestling, and,
right.
A lot of speed there, a lot of momentum.
Had a hell of a first show.
They did.
Had a hell of a first show.
Look them up on Facebook.
And go ahead and give them a like, give them an ad, and then look for the future website coming up.
Yep.
Because they will have more. I believe they had Eric Redbeard on their first show.
They did, yes.
Which, what a get.
Yeah.
So look forward to that.
But back to your red-faced buddy here.
This red-faced fucking idiot. So he's out of the business for 7 years, which, by the way, is not like him being back would have helped. Numbers are dropping. People hate John Cena. More people are paying attention to the independents. Now more people are paying attention to New Japan and the UK wrestling scene.
Yep.
Vince brings him back in 2016. The best thing he ever did was go to NXT and say, there's 3 guys down there that Dusty has been working with Vince, and they look like stars. Roman Reigns, Jon Moxley, Seth Rollins. They pull them up. They have a hell of a 2-year run as the Shield the first time.
They did.
They break them up.
Yep.
Once they get Seth away and they kind of break up the Shield, he, by the way, because apparently, to their credit, it wasn't actually Stephanie and Triple H who came up with the authority thing.
Yeah.
It was him.
Yep.
To their credit, because it's Triple H and Stephanie, they do the best they will with it and try to make it work.
There were nights where I think even Stephanie got to the point where she was like, I should have stopped this promo 10 minutes ago. I should have just walked to the back, been done. I've got my heat.
But he was trying to book it like it was 97.
Yeah.
They would come out and cut fucking 17-minute promos to start Raw.
Yep.
And that's when people started tuning off.
Right.
They're like, I don't care to sit here and be bored the first 20 minutes.
I agree.
I'll watch something else.
I agree. No, 100%. The slip definitely happened when Pritchard was back.
Right.
But that's why Raw's been falling apart, because for some reason, even though Taker was always SmackDown, Pritchard's never had interest in SmackDown.
Thank God.
Or they've just never put him on that show.
Thank God.
But the thing about it is that
It's smart.
Yeah, very smart. The thing about it is that
Jeez.
Bruce is a yes man. We all know that. But the difference between Bruce and someone else, which is why, again, many people are now leaning towards, and by the way, many inside wrestling people are leaning towards the Wyndham interview is going to be more Bruce and John than Vince, is he's a yes man who tries to get his way a little too much for a yes man. He's an ass kisser who somehow finds a way to...
Kevin Dunn.
Yeah.
And John Laurinaitis don't deserve their power. Period. End of discussion. The problem is, and I think it's unfortunate, but it's been said by one of the released wrestlers, and it's true. I think it was John Moxley.
Yeah.
It's a fucking good old boys club. Vince, what are you doing? I love you. I love you, old man. I do. And now, Stephanie handles a lot of the business stuff. She's away from the pro wrestling side of it, and that's fine. That's what she originally went to school for before he decided to try to put her on fucking TV.
Right. Brandy, there's an actual degree behind what Stephanie's
right. The woman went to school for it.
She's not going to go to school for that.
Here's the thing.
It's not about her going to school. It's the fact that she sits there and tries to do the same job that Stephanie's doing when she's not qualified for the position.
If she ever did it in the past, okay. This is the first time.
She was a ring announcer.
Exactly.
She went there to be a wrestler, and they turned her into a ring announcer, and now she's the chief branding officer of a multi-million-dollar company.
Okay, she's good for about one or two positions, but that's something personal.
Oh, and then she's also good at trying to help her stupid ass husband. Let me.
Well, that's what I said.
To be fair, we got to give Brandy some credit. She at least wants a heel run. Cody's the one who doesn't.
He's an idiot.
To give Brandy,
she ain't gonna get anything else but a heel run. Nobody's gonna love her.
They don't love her now.
They don't love her now.
It'll at least she'll be doing what she needs to do.
To be fair, I think there's actually proof that they've never been fans of her. She's never been someone they've cared about.
No. I mean, by the way, I won't even get into the whole nightmare thing and the thing with the women and wasting Awesome Kong in her last days. But
there's not much to get into. That was like
3
weeks of
the
bad
Pritchard,
TV.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
With the Pritchard commentary.
Yes.
He needs to go. I don't know how they do it. Now, here's the thing. As I've talked with wrestling fans about recently, it's going to take someone with some balls and the willingness to constantly either get arrested or get hired and fired by WWE to impress Vince enough to get rid of at least two out of the three of these fucking clowns. Now, I am still making my mind up on Nick Khan. He's a half bag. Because the problem is when he speaks, he's deeply unfucking likable.
I agree.
But when he's putting together some of the deals he's been trying to put together for them,
yeah,
very likable.
Which I think, since the fact that he hasn't really been allowed to even put out a press release since that interview, I think Vince realized you don't need to talk.
We got to keep him under wraps.
Because when he speaks, you're like, get this nitwit the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So the tide only changes in WWE especially as far as perspective is concerned, and I know Vince does care about that. I can tell people I know Vince cares about that because anytime they get bad press, he tends to throw his daughter out there to try to get positive press back.
True.
Because, now that she's been away from the ring stuff, you got to see her as, a human being, and she's really likable. And a lot of the work that Titus does, very well paid for it.
Yeah.
And they're likable people, so you really want to like WWE because
right.
it's really likable people.
By the way, let's point something out. Titus, I don't think needs to ever wrestle another day.
No.
And that's not a shot at the man's wrestling career. That's the idea that this man, I think you need to have learned by now. And by the way, credit to Vince. He realized this man is so much more valuable outside of the ring.
He's a great ambassador
than he ever was inside.
Right.
And that's not a shot at his wrestling ability.
No.
That's just the kind of man he is.
Right.
Now, Jesse, it's interesting, folks. You want some better promotion, some better live entertainment than what Bruce Pritchard can give you? Sure. Ladies and gentlemen, we have that for you, and we want you to know about it. We are partnering with the folks over there at Dark Arts Entertainment who help promote shows in the Super Beast training compound located in the Arts District of Sin City. That's right, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Oh, yeah.
They have live monthly pro wrestling shows. It's a hybrid, though, folks, with underground feels. Dark Arts Entertainment shows also have live bands, sideshow entertainment, food, beer. Also, as always, they are 420 friendly, which, of course, by this point, if you still have a problem with marijuana, you're living in 1930. You're not even
You gotta let it
living
go,
in
man. You gotta let it
1960. Come see top talent and matchups you won't find in any other promotion in Vegas. For more information on tickets, head over to darkartsvegas.com. Dark, capital D, Arts, capital A, V, capital Vegas. There you go. All one word, .com, or grab their official mobile app from the App Store or either iOS or Android today. We love Super Beast.
Yeah.
We loved him. He had a fantastic job at the Poorhouse. Great show with Funny Bone.
Yeah, with Funny Bone.
You'll see Funny Bone. You'll see Super Beast. You'll see numerous other talents.
Right.
We'll be definitely working with those guys, promoting them weekly, and there's definitely more to come from them. We'll be promoting some of their live shows.
Yes.
But I've seen a lot of the stuff they'll do, folks. It is purely entertainment, but you will get some phenomenal professional wrestling, great athletes down there. They train them hard and they work hard down there. But again, folks, it's not going to be your typical wrestling match where it's just going to be a wrestling. There's so much more to these type of shows, and some of the stuff that I've seen them promote and put on, it's just, folks, if you just want to go have an amazing show that's going to be very professional, very well done, that's exactly what it's going to be. So big ups to our folks over at Dark Arts Entertainment.
Sir.
Can't wait to hear more of what they're going to do.
Yeah.
We'll keep you guys informed. But like I said, that is, let me get that for you guys one more time there so we're not selling them short. That is, one more time, if you'd like more information on the Super Beast Training Compound shows, you can go to darkartsvegas.com. And again, there is an official app. So we are very happy to work with them.
Definitely get that app, man.
Yep.
Get
Definitely happy to work with those guys.
Those events are really great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah, some of the stuff. Also, there is a new date official now for DPW 2.
Correct.
Reduced to Ash. I believe you have that date for me?
Yeah, March 27th.
March 27th.
22.
I was just about to say that, and I'm like, if I'm wrong, then I look like an asshole.
We're going to be there.
Right after Eben's birthday on the 19th.
Oh, wow.
Fantastic.
So
about a week.
Maybe he might have a birthday gift coming with
there you
that
go.
for that. We're going to do another show with him. So maybe
Right.
We certainly can't wait to go. We've learned after just one show, we have a lot of duties on those days. So we're going to be there to make sure everything
We wear a
goes.
lot of hats.
Yes, we do. A lot of hats. But anyway, no. Jesse, it's now time to get to something that we were going to talk about a while ago. It's a nice transition. Jesse, I'm going to give you the mic for a little bit here.
Right.
The hottest, both in the obvious and in the just pure greatness category.
Correct.
One of the hottest young pro wrestlers on the circuit today.
Correct.
And that is not us just talking about a local talent. Folks, she's in OVW.
She's literally everywhere.
So, Jesse, what do you got for us on the evil Sierra?
Sierra.
The first ever DPW
champion, Sierra.
And the current OVW women's champion.
Who will pour her bottle of liquor dead in your face after she beats you.
That's a great poster for Reduced to Ash, by the way.
Just because she can.
Yes.
Let's get into the career of Sierra. She's so good. You want to know how I know she's so good? Last week we had the very talented, great, funny Rampage Santana on our show.
And what an intro he got.
By the way, he's anytime.
Well deserved
God,
intro,
yes.
and he's
well
welcome back
deserved.
anytime.
Anytime you want
Anytime.
that, you let me know, Rampage. So he's been in the game a couple years.
Yeah.
But he only got notoriety
Yeah.
after his match with Sierra. She
slapped the shit out of him. God, I saw that. Damn. I'm gonna have to talk to him at the next show about that.
Right. She has been on such a roll. Like I told people, go back and watch the match from MAW. Go get the pay-per-view. It's
Nerdin' Out Con.
Nerdin' Out Con. I believe only like $8 to $12. Like, it's worth your time.
That was the official first defense of the DPW Championship, by
right.
the way, due to COVID issues in the area.
Right,
Eric
right.
has made sure that first defense was on a big show.
Right.
It was. And Jesse, your mother loved that match.
She caught me watching the end of it
Yep.
She was like, "You're so excited." I had her sit down next to me. I rewound it. We watched it again.
And your mouth never left the floor even during the second watch.
My mouth never closed.
Nope.
The woman is astounding. Now, unfortunately, some have been like, well, I kind of see it on AEW television. Disregard that. She was clearly hired to go do a job. Whatever. Disregard that. I'm actually tired of giving them credit for hiring local wrestlers to do jobs if they're not going to give them at least a little bit of shine. Now, they actually did it in Minneapolis, but, like Arya Daivari got some shine. Eric Cannon got some shine because he's a local hero.
Yep.
Only for him to get powerbombed out of his goddamn boots. But go look up all of her matches. Rampage Jackson, the other two, Rampage Santana. The other, that's a totally different.
But it's really easy to slip into that. It's really easy to slip into
I think they just put up her second title defense up on YouTube.
Yes.
Which, by the way, you can go
versus
find.
Skits.
Which was not only a phenomenal match.
It was a banger.
But was a great ending.
Oh, yeah.
Because she was such an asshole in that ending.
Yep.
Guys, I cannot. Let me just get to the technicalities of why I think she's so great.
Okay.
Her storytelling, I think, is phenomenal. When you just watch her get ready to tell a story with a baby face, how she kind of gets to working them over, how she gets outside the ring, gets the fans involved, too, and her working over the baby face so she can get booed, which, by the way, if you've ever seen her in person, you're like, it's kind of hard to boo her. She's kind of a badass. But then, when she goes in your face, takes your flowers, and throw your flowers right back in your face, a little bit easier to boo her. And
it also doesn't hurt that your opening song is one of the best songs that Flyleaf ever dropped. It warms my heart to hear an old school Flyleaf song, man.
Right. And then to watch her build and let the babyface come back, and you build these matches, with a wrestler within 15 minutes. For a 15-minute match. And then you get to the end of the match. She leaves doubt in your mind that she could lose. But in the end, she gets the W. She is fucking phenomenal.
What's our timestamp there, Leroy?
1 hour and 16.
So we're about an hour and 10 minutes. Y'all can go back and.
Guys, go watch the original ladder match because she was great in that. We got to see that in person.
DPW.com. It's also on their YouTube.
I do as happy as I got a ringside seat for that. That was pretty sweet.
She was great.
Great in that match.
But listen, the shot she gave to Valentina Loca.
Oh my God! Yeah.
I also think, Jesse.
Damn.
We can also finally just say this. I understand why old school marketing is an issue, but there's no reason, and you've said it on the show numerous times, so we're not bringing up anything new. There's no reason why you can't have intergender matches these days and not have it look
I actually
amazing.
think, and this is not a
funny story though. Tony Khan said we weren't going to get that, even though originally they said they were. Well,
no, we're not going.
I digress on that one.
So her first title defense outside of the actual promotion, of course, was against Markova.
Yes,
who is a great wrestler, known actually pretty well in Minnesota in her own right.
What a match.
Oh, my God.
Great match.
What a match. Just every move had me just being like, all right, I'm not bored.
Kind of went to go wrestle Skits, a local hero here in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Yep.
But to be fair to her, if you have not gone to go, by the way, which you can buy, I believe for like $4 or $5, you can go watch the OVW matches.
Probably, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Her best matches to me are actually with men. And I'll explain why.
Okay.
Because she has a hard-hitting style.
It is physical.
Like, and people will be like, what do you mean? So when you think of hard-hitting female wrestlers, women wrestlers, sometimes you think of Asuka.
Yeah.
You think of a Mercedes Martinez, Jordan Grace, like the women who just dominate on Awesome Kong. They just dominate physically.
Yes.
You wouldn't think when she's coming out to that awesome-ass song and the lights are lowered and she's calling you an asshole and drinking her goddamn liquor that she's about to get in this ring and whoop your ass like she was a Japanese wrestler. Mm-hmm. But that's exactly what she does.
She'd fit in Stardom, in Shimmer, any of those. She'd fit in great.
And here's the thing. I don't think she's long to stay in the independents because I think Stardom's going to come calling.
Oh, really?
I believe Stardom's going to come calling.
What's the schedule in Stardom like? Is that something that's like not? Is it something that's not going to overwork you? The
No.
date.
So they go.
dates-wise?
They technically go on the road for 2 weeks,
Okay.
and then they get like a week and a half off.
Yeah.
Most of the time, it's another 2 weeks. So it's basically 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks
So
off.
it's like the modern
that ain't bad
day.
at all.
So it's like what Metallica figured out was the best touring schedule for them, which is 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off.
Right, because then it allows them to rejuvenate, and then it still allows them to build for all like their big stories and their pay-per-views and things of that nature. New Japan,
And by the way,
being more progressive in their culture.
And by the way,
allowing them to
you
be on
said
their
it last
shows.
week. You don't want to hear Jack anymore, especially from the AEW fandom about the way WWE books the women. Stardom, Shimmer, they've always taken. I mean, yes, I know it's an all-female promotion,
Right.
but they've taken it very seriously.
They've always
yeah.
taken it seriously, and
Great shows.
And like I said, I want Eric to be, and he is, to be proud of that champion.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she is long to stay in the independents. Go watch those matches. By the way, to be fair, Joey Jet Avalon is scary in his own right. Her,
Yeah, Rampage wasn't too happy that you were picking Joey over him at the Mountains Theater.
how should I put this?
You're picking
Her man piece. Her piece of man meat.
You're picking him over our boy Ramp. Oh, jeez, Jesse, I'm not happy with you.
Hold on. Hold on.
I'm
Hold on.
pulling for Rampage. I want to see him
Hold
being
on.
the MAW
No,
champion.
Leroy,
man.
Leroy.
let me
the man
finish.
speak.
All
Let
right,
the
all
man
let me
right,
finish.
All right, all right.
Let the man speak.
Getting a little excited
I'm
there,
going
sorry.
to pick our guy Rampage Santana.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
But
He's going to have one.
if
hell of a good
Sierra is
match.
at ringside,
Oh, yeah.
you're not winning, Rampage.
She most likely is going to be.
And
I'm guessing.
if she's at ringside, you're going to have to take another forearm shot.
Yeah.
You're tough. He's tough.
Yep.
But that's going to hurt. He knows that.
But she'll also hit you with a steel chair while the ref is turning around. Now, you're tough. But I'm just throwing this out there. I don't think he'll win if she's out there.
Okay.
And by the
Okay,
way,
all right.
to be fair to Rampage, the only reason I actually agree that he'll be the next MAW champion is because Sierra's not in the tournament.
Oh.
What's our timestamp on that, Leroy?
121 on that one. Oh,
Okay.
Otherwise,
we're going to have to tell that. Are we going to tell that?
We'll send that to Rampage.
otherwise,
listen to this.
I think before Christmas, she would have 4 championships on her,
Oh, my
all
God.
around her waist and her shoulders. That's how much positively I think of Sierra.
Because I think what people don't understand is Stardom and Shimmer, they really do have feelers out throughout
Yes.
all of female wrestling.
Right.
And you know, obviously wrestling in general because of where it is. Again, we understand why Vince can't do what he does. Again, the rarity was Becky Lynch versus Baron Corbin. But again, that was a moment that she placed
Part of the
herself-
story.
And-
Right,
yeah,
right,
exactly.
right.
But to actually make it happen, and that was the first moment I realized that Tony Khan realized what he was actually getting into when it came to television was that you weren't going to be able to do that.
Well, and here's the thing
Because the Bucks promised that, by the way. That was promised.
that they wouldn't do intergender matches.
No, it was promised that they were going to have that.
Oh.
And then Tony had to back up the train a little bit.
Here's the thing, and why another reason I think so highly of her.
Yeah.
When you allow the women to actually go wrestle the men, yes, some people will say physically we technically have more physical strength because of our testosterone.
It's just
Mostly upper body.
simple 5th grade biology.
Right,
We're not
right,
we're not saying jack.
Nothing
No.
sexist.
But
It's
if she's
just-
going to kick you in the head, you're going to feel like
but
them
if
damn
you
legs are
ask
strong.
me,
What did JBL always say? Everyone's got a plan until they get hit in the mouth.
that was actually
That's
Mike
true.
Tyson. Everyone's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth.
And she'll throw a forearm where all of a sudden you're like, well, rip up plan A. What's plan B?
if I was,
She'll knock you into plan C.
Let me say this: if I
Damn
was
right.
a head booker in AEW, which by the way, the show would be better. But if I was one of the head bookers in AEW, and they were like, "Well, listen, we're gonna sign Sierra. What do you want to do?" I'd be like, her first match is gonna be against former Mr. 10 himself,
Ooh.
and
The chairman is going to get demoted after this. I like it.
And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tell them go put on a what it's gonna look like a 10-minute match. But Sierra, I want you to call it. He will get fucked up.
You refuse to ever give that man a compliment.
No credit at all.
No credit at all. You will
None.
never give that man credit.
She would bust his shit. That's how great she is.
All right.
She would almost come out of that looking like she deserves to go face Hangman.
I would hope she never hit me in the face because my teeth would go flying out and I'd never
That's
find
why I
them
will
again.
not
Seven you
hand
got
her
left?
flowers at a show.
No, my front top teeth would go flying. I'd have to go find them.
That's fair. That's
Or I have
fair.
to go see I got
All
my
right,
teeth
so
knocked
like we
out.
said, folks, go look her up. The
Yes.
Evil Sierra. Arguably, in my opinion, one of the best technical workers I've seen. Not necessarily in the way that you would say technical Daniel Bryan's work, but technical in the sense that every spot
matters.
you won't be able to see through it. That's what I want to say.
The way she tells a story in the ring is. Well, my mom, who has not watched pro wrestling with me since I was 11 years old,
That's been a while.
could sit down with me, watch an independent match, and go, "Wow."
Yeah.
And just be amazed at this woman she'll probably never watch again. That says a lot.
So she's got Mama's approval.
She's got Mama's approval.
Well, that's all you need sometimes.
And remember, if you are in the Duluth area or going to be in the Duluth area around March 27th, you can see her live at Clyde Ironwork with DPW.
And you definitely want, if you can get there, go. Otherwise, if she pops up in your town, go. As a matter of fact,
And
I would
like-
say go follow her on all of her social medias.
Yep.
She often posts her wrestling dates.
Yep.
Go watch her live. She's incredible.
And then, like you said, OVW.
Right.
OVW,
Right.
ladies and gentlemen, they're still very viable.
Yes.
And by the way, our boy Garrison Creed has also
Yes.
been on some OVW tapings,
Yes.
which is always great.
Which,
to see.
by the way, it's great to see Garrison getting more shine.
Yes.
One of the best local wrestlers who's been around here
Yep.
for a while. I'm so happy to see him get some more shine.
So Jesse, we have to move on.
Right.
First and foremost, Impact just got a tsunami dropped on it.
Listen.
We got to talk about this.
What did I say when he was originally released? I said if you allow New Japan and Impact to get their hands on Big Jonah, you have made a mistake.
Jonah Rock, I believe.
Yes.
Is it? Yeah.
The formerly known as Bronson Reed not only debuted, he annihilated.
One of their top.
He destroyed.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Two, not one, two
Right.
of their top guys. By the way, a week after, he destroyed two of the top two guys in New Japan Strong. He's about to go on a run.
And Jesse, we definitely said that was we definitely agree that was one of those situations where I think, like you said, it was probably not necessarily Vince entirely.
Right.
He probably had a few meetings
Right.
where someone explained to him a little too much why you shouldn't use the guy.
Why he doesn't, the word was why he doesn't look good on our cameras. Bullshit, and you're going to find out why.
Yep.
We're gonna
not
get
only
into
did
it now.
It was one of those debuts.
Yep.
I almost compared it to the Undertaker, the Impact debut. Let me explain really quick why. Because, to use their name pseudonymly, it was so impactful
Yes.
that it changed the whole game for Impact now. Because the fact that you have that
Also,
dude,
by the way, Jesse, one of the few big name releases where all of a sudden he went somewhere that wasn't AEW.
right.
Yes.
Which this shows Impact has the ability to grab these guys too.
Correct.
Yes.
Well, because Impact is on the rise.
We're going to get into that,
It's
ladies and
not-
gentlemen. Turning Point happened.
Yes, it did.
We got some stuff to talk about there.
So good.
All right,
So,
yes.
I got the chance to watch the replay. It
So,
was really
so ladies
good.
and gentlemen,
I do
Leroy,
have
you have the
the card.
results.
Yes, I do.
I'm a little displeased with the women's scenario, but Jesse,
Yeah.
did have to eat a little crow, and he admitted to me it didn't make sense anymore. But we'll get to that when we get
Right,
to it.
right, right, right.
There
Leroy,
we
what do
go.
you got for us from Impact Turning Point?
All
Which, by
right.
the way, folks, if you get a chance to see this show, like Jesse said last week, if they can get back on Thursday television, you ain't gonna care what Rampage looks like.
Right.
Oh, no.
Not Rampage Santana, Rampage.
right.
You ain't gonna care.
No.
All right, and first, we got.
By the way, folks, before Leroy gets to it, there was not one but two pre-show matches. so Vince is not the only one guilty of having pre-show matches.
There we go. Yeah.
So enough of that.
One of the first ones was a tag team match. Finn Juice beat Rajay Singh and Rahat Raj.
Oh, Rahad.
I'm sorry,
Manji or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Finn Juice.
Finn Juice was
What a great
victorious in that
tag team to
match.
put together. Those two guys just have some sort of an instant chemistry that can work on any continent.
It is so shocking to me that Finn Juice hasn't been seen in AEW yet. Just really quick, why? Because that is a team I would think Tony Khan would love to feature on his TV screen.
Bucks are in the ear. We don't want to look bad. Jesse,
Yeah.
Jesse, you said last week,
I know.
Eek, you can't say yes, you can't say no. Come on, Jesse. There's so much circumstantial evidence that the Bucks are making sure they look better. You can't tell me they're not keeping these guys out.
How good is Finn Juice? I've been talking about how great Finn Juice is for now a year and a half on this show.
You have.
And like I said, yes, I'm a New Japan Pro stan. I will admit that fully on this show. But my goodness, they're so entertaining. Listen, what's the name being released from WWE and NXT was the best thing that ever happened to him.
Juice Robinson leaving, arguably. But Jesse, Juice is a prime example of what I'm saying about recent releases. Some guys are just meant to be other places.
Right.
And it's better for them. He went to New Japan, and all of a sudden Gato's like, oh, I can feature this guy.
Well, here was the thing. That he was willing to do the dojo.
He was.
He said, I'll do the dojo. And because he became a better wrestler.
The beauty of Gato, he knows when guys can skip the dojo.
Right.
But he also respects the guys that say, I'll go to the dojo, and I'll make it work. He knows when you don't need to go.
Right.
But he also respects when you
Right.
go. But that's just the thing, is that no. But Jesse, this is again why.
And David Finley, never working for any of the companies his father has worked for, he's impressive.
Yeah.
He's impressive.
By the way, that book, A Wrestler's Wrestler, Fit Finley's in there.
Oh, I have to read this book.
I'll go get it from Barnes &
That
Noble.
guy is the ultimate man's man of
I
pro
saw it was
wrestling.
on. I meant to order that one myself. And get that.
But anyway, no. So first of all, Finn Juice, never a bad match that I've seen.
Right.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if Jesse could somehow go through the archives and find a stinker, but I don't know if there's a stinker for these two.
No, probably not. I don't think so.
They're good. All right, so next match.
Next pre-one, it was our girl Jordan Grace defending her and defeating Chelsea Green to stay the Impact Digital Media Championship.
So what is the point of this title?
I'm not sure.
I guess I don't understand.
So it's a secondary women's title.
Fair enough.
They're going to try to build it using one of their biggest stars.
Which, by the way, Jesse, I know people aren't a huge fan of WWE having two world titles.
Sorry. It's not actually a women's championship.
Because it was an intergender match to
Yeah.
win the championship.
So sorry. So they're actually, like I said, they're actually being more implementative on the intergender part of their pro wrestling show.
Yeah.
And using Jordan Grace to build that is, first of all, smart because that's what she did in the Indies to get big.
Exactly.
So I guess this is kind of like an intergender championship.
Yeah.
Then?
Okay.
So,
allows the men and the women to wrestle each other.
So what's the point? The point of the title is, so does she have to like do things on social media involving the belt? I mean, so why are we calling it the digital media title?
I will say this.
It's a weird name.
I hate the name.
Okay.
So listen.
Of course, you were not a fan of the Universal title when that first came out.
I thought it was the dumbest name ever for a championship.
And now you're sitting here like, oh.
But I understand two things now with the Universal title is that a couple of men have made that title more important than the WWE Championship, furthering along the fact that the person who holds the title is what makes the championship important.
Yes.
And I think that's what they're doing here.
Okay, and that's fair.
Should they change the name? Probably they won't, but I'm sure they're still getting it figured out.
At least they're doing real wrestling, not that weird thing where it's like they had 3 judges at ringside. They were trying to do the MMA thing, and God, what was that title?
Scott D'Amore I'm so glad Scott D'Amore is like, we can never do any of that shit ever again.
Oh God,
Booker T on commentary, which was funny.
Yes, it
was.
But
like calling his own matches in the ring. Oh, I'm gonna get this guy a kick all. Like, it was funny, but it was an embarrassment to pro wrestling.
Well, but once again, Jesse, Booker will get anything over just because he's booked.
True.
All right, Leroy.
All right, there we go on to the preview. We have first a singles match. We got Chris Sabin defeating Ace Austin by pinfall.
I was surprised by the ending. Even Chris Sabin looked surprised that he won it.
Oh, well.
That one shot of him with both arms up was just
I
like,
know.
damn, was I supposed to win this?
I know, right?
Oh,
Damn, did we book this wrong? Did I do this wrong? I thought this was brilliant storytelling.
the fact that Chris Sabin's still wrestling after everything
Right.
Yeah.
that's
Right.
happened to him.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Oh God.
Also, the fact that this is how you still build a star even in a loss.
Yeah.
The star got over cocky,
Yep.
thinking the veteran is washed up,
Yep.
and guess what? The veteran has more knowledge. He got you.
Yep. All right. Yep. Next one we got coming up was a tag team match. Violent by Design was the winner over there over Heath and Rhino.
Great stuff.
Yep.
The heel work Eric Young has done.
By the way, folks, this just in. For the GCW presentation of the Indie Hall of Fame, Wrestling Hall of Fame, we have 2 nominees so far. Jerry Lynn
I did see that.
and
Yes.
Homicide
Oh.
has now been announced.
Correct.
All right. Sweet.
Breaking news there, but hey,
All right.
That had been actually rumored for a week.
yeah, but no one's surprised by
Kind
it.
of
Right,
love
right.
breaking news when we were doing this stuff. I got some breaking news about Survivor Series when we get to it too, and I'll just it'll be fun.
Homicide is so deserving of so many accolades.
There we go.
And Eddie Kingston talks about how great he is, but and I think only New York wrestling fans understand how important he is.
Yes.
But go ahead, please continue.
All right, next match was a single match. Rick Swann defeated VSK by pinfall.
Someone they should have never taken the title off of, but I think he understands that now. So Scott, you can be forgiven in due time. Otherwise, what a banger of a match.
Yeah.
Rich Swann is at the peak of his magical powers, and it is a beautiful thing to behold.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, Rich Swann also, for me personally, is the reason why I don't understand
Yeah.
WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Because you had him when he was 27.
Yep.
He's only 33 or 34 now.
Right.
He could be a star for you. So if you're talking about building stars and understanding it takes time to do so, isn't that what you want to do?
Well, again, no one's
Yeah.
perfect.
I digress.
Nope.
There we
That's
go.
fair.
Yeah, true.
Continue.
All right. Another old WWE guy. This next one, W. Morrissey, he defeated Matt Cardona, both of them, for WWE by pinfall.
They are
Big
big
Cass.
into formerly known as Big Cass W. Morrissey.
Yep.
And since getting clean,
Yep.
he is doing the best pro wrestling work of his
Again,
career.
folks, sometimes you get cut and it fixes your life.
And-
Or at least get your
And,
or at least get your career on the right path.
And
It's done-
hopefully soon
it-
he's going to resign with
I
them,
will
too.
say this. It's done him better than the other fucking guy.
Well, the other fucking guy's his own worst enemy. We're going to start running through these a little more quickly because, again, we got to preview Survivor Series. We do the show later, so Survivor Series is only about an hour to an hour and a half
Right,
away.
right.
So
we
we're
got
going to
about
knock
an
out
hour,
a couple
yeah.
more things here. Yeah.
All right, next we got the women's tag team, and the champions did retain against DK.
Yep.
So that was a good one.
Yep.
I don't. Who are the? Oh, the
DK?
inspiration.
Yep.
Yeah, the inspiration.
Yeah,
Formerly as
Again,
Iconics.
realizing they should never have broken up in the first place.
To be honest, I actually missed this match. I must have taken a piss.
That's fair.
Well,
That's fair.
Sorry, I like the ladies.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to miss that match.
Yeah.
Now I'm thinking about
All
it.
right, then we had a three-way X Division Championship. The title is staying with Trey Miguel.
What a banger of a match!
It's the X Division. Do you expect anything less from the
I
X
like
Division?
it. It's X Division.
The X Division is everything the Intercontinental Championship division should be.
There you go. There you go.
I agree. 100%. 100%.
We're like, sometimes it can main event over your world title because
Yeah.
those workhorses are just so great.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yes.
All right.
Like I said, Elstein rule for me on an X Division match damn near 9 out of 10
There we
times
go.
because you just got to watch it.
They are unbelievable. And they just let them go out there
Yeah.
and go hard for like 20 minutes, and it's excellent.
It's great.
Go
There
ahead.
you go. All right, and then we had the knockouts match with Mickie James retaining against Mercedes.
Just-
Now, the
Martinez.
biggest thing wasn't that she retained.
Yep.
It was the aftermath.
It was the aftermath to me.
Yes.
Mhm.
Because
I saw that.
the retention would have been frustrating,
Yes.
with no aftermath.
Which is fair. But once again, I don't care if it's Triple H. I don't care if it's Shawn. I don't care if it's Vince. I don't care if it's Scott. Would someone give my girl Mercedes some love here? I mean, good Lord.
I do agree with that.
How many
yeah.
times can she be the bridesmaid
when
she's just an all-time great? I mean, she's so good.
You don't have to tell me this.
I'm aware.
Hopefully it'll work out.
I just want to make sure that it's said.
I don't understand why when Mercedes.
So Vince can't be the only one that is guilty of this because apparently not even Scott sees
didn't
it.
pull the trigger. I don't know. I don't get it. When Triple H didn't pull the trigger, I'm like, I don't get it. What makes them go,
Because she doesn't seem like the kind of person who in real life would be unprofessional with a belt. So
she's been in the business 20-plus years.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And by the way, folks, sign with Impact, not AEW, because let's be honest, I don't think she'd be willing to do a job for anybody in AEW. I'm just going to be honest with you on that.
Outside of Thunder Rosa, she's better than all of them. She just is.
Yes.
Oh,
There's nothing to discuss there.
All right.
And Mercedes Martinez doesn't need AEW.
No.
So she's going to look at Tony Khan and be like, wait, you want me to job for them?
I love Britt Baker. She should not be losing to Britt Baker.
No.
Losing to Mickey is hard enough to swallow, but Mickey's a legend.
Yes.
Mickey's already in the Hall of Fame. Will be in the WWE Hall of Fame at some point very soon.
Yep.
Yes.
All right.
You can swallow that and be like, oh, you lost to a legend, whatever.
Yeah.
But to Britt Baker?
No.
No.
We're not doing that. Go ahead.
All right. Now then we got the Impact Tag Team Champion, where the Good Brothers did retain against Bullet Club.
To say this once again for Jess.
Let me be very clear, by the way. I love your shirt today.
Thank you.
Yes.
He's wearing a Bullet Club shirt, old school. Love it.
Yep.
I know.
This ain't over.
No, I know.
No.
There's a certain brother tag team. Now that they're out of the G1, there's an ass whooping coming. Thomas been tweeting about it.
Oh.
There's an ass whooping coming.
And by the way, ain't nobody doing ass whooping.
Ain't nobody realer than Gorilla. I said it.
There you go.
Yeah.
Jesse, but Jesse, this match once again, every time I watch them in Impact, all I can hear is you from that one show.
Why are they clowns?
Why are they no? But it's the way you said it because you went up and you came down. Why are they clowns in AEW? but Jesse, they're so good when they get away from the Elite.
Great.
They're so good.
Like I said, I saw this greatness in WWE, and I just think they got upset because of how they book tag teams, which is understandable.
Yeah, no, I get it.
But I was just like, anytime they would show up with their friends, I'm like, they're clowns.
Literal clowns.
Put makeup on them, you couldn't tell the difference. They're clowns.
What else you got for us, Leroy?
All right. End up their last match, a Full Metal Mayhem match for the World Champion of Impact there. Moose retained against Eddie Edwards.
Moose is settling old scores. Moose is believable. Already, I think Moose is one of the most believable champions in wrestling because Moose
better hope that Scott D'Amore and Vince McMahon don't continuously further their relationship because his tweets are going to get him his ass whooped.
I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Stop poking that tribal bear.
And that's going to be good. No.
Yeah. Because I'm sorry, even Scott would pull Moose aside and say, for business,
You got to lose.
No.
For me to grow this brand,
You ain't going over.
Roman's going to be double champ. I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. Turning point, like I said, with Impact, they just have solid pay-per-views.
I keep telling people, I know it's hard to find. Go get the replays on YouTube. They are worth watching.
Yeah.
They will probably put this show up for probably like $15 on Fight TV, probably sometime later this
You
week.
can find MAW on Fight TV. There's a lot of wrestling you can find on Fight TV.
Go watch this pay-per-view. It's great, man. It's great.
All right, so next week we will get to the excuses AEW can't use anymore because, like I said, Survivor Series right around the corner. Before we get into the card, this real-life heat between Becky Lynch and Charlotte, which has been chronicled by both of them, the only thing that I think we really need to focus on right now is Charlotte's most recent comments, which were, it's two women who both want the same spot. Now, it's worth mentioning that when Stone Cold did his first documentary with WWE, he was very lonely when he was the champ because the champ tends to ride alone. He tends to be a very singular person. There's not a lot of people because everybody kind of wants the spot. So in a lot of ways, I think it's just two women who both want the same thing. They both can't have it at the same time, and I think that's what led to the friendship sort of being severed. Now, can it be fixed years later? Probably. This is professional wrestling. Right. But right now, I do think, though, you've got two women who have enough professionalism to where I think they're both going to put on a banger of a match, but it's not going to turn into Nia versus Charlotte. I think you're going to see them stay as good as
Let me be very clear.
Yeah.
I think it'd be very
Which, by the way, rumor is that's the main event.
It's not. Roman has already confirmed it's not.
Roman versus
Roman's
Big
gonna
E
be
opening has been rumored.
Oh, really?
That might be Paul's doing.
Because Roman said, I am exactly where I need to be, the main event, the last needle mover, the tribal chief. Maybe not in that order, but that's what he said.
Yes.
All right,
I guess we'll see when the show
find out.
starts.
We'll have to see.
But
We'll
let
have
me
to
be
see.
very clear.
Because the main event's usually the 5-on-5.
Right. But let me be very clear about, which they have no build for this year. Let me be very clear about the Becky and Charlotte thing. I can't believe I'm going to say this because I've been the biggest criticizer of Charlotte Flair on this show.
She's been right most of the time.
She's actually been right.
She has. I agree.
Not only just about this past thing backstage, but everything else.
Yes.
She's actually been right.
No, and I agree. But, again, I also think because of what she's been the last few years, it would be stupid of her to leave. I think we all believe that. I just don't think anyone else.
There's no way she's going to leave.
don't think anyone else.
They're not going to let her go.
No.
So, like, people are like, man, she feels like a road cannon. They probably don't fucking mind that right now. They need some excitement.
Yeah.
Because it's not like they can book a women's division. We're not going to get back into that.
No.
But,
yeah,
to be fair to her,
she's been right.
Becky since having that baby has been wrong. People don't like me saying that about how Becky feels about things backstage.
Oh, I agree.
But I think for some reason, cause she was able to build herself to that position. They had the child, and then every interview since like 7 months after she had that kid, I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, you're not there. And I get that these are your opinions, and that's fine.
Yeah.
But you're horribly fucking wrong.
Yeah.
When Charlotte would say something, I'm like, well, you know what? She's working with everyone, even when she's not on TV.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, even so, the thing that was Brian Alvarez trying to fucking push to the side, but the thing that was reported was when she actually wasn't completely champion, when it was Bayley and Sasha.
Yeah.
Well, Charlotte was still there because she was actually a producer with the women every week.
Right.
So, like, she actually cares about the division. She really wants to do great things.
Which
with
is
the
why
division.
she wanted to put over Bianca
Right.
Queen. Which is why she wanted to lose the belt that way. Because, again, folks, the easiest switch would have literally just been Bianca takes it in Saudi, and Sasha takes it in Saudi, and I just drop it to Bianca. Simple switch.
Right. Mm-hmm. And then you can, if you can maybe do a short-term championship match so you can still get Becky and Charlotte.
Yeah.
And then the other two women will get their heat back.
Because, by the way, you're all mad about Bianca losing, but no one's ever really had that much hatred for the short reigns that Sasha had until she was 6 in. So it's like you could have had Bianca have another short reign. It could have, once again, built the sympathy that, by the way, I said it. You two both, I'm going to say it, you two both thought I was crazy. But Bianca fixed that 26 seconds.
Yes,
Bianca made us forget all about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You both were like, it was bad business. We don't like it at all. And I'm like, give it time. Let Bianca come off it. You were skeptical.
Bianca made it work, though. Let me be clear.
No, 100%. No. I give her all the credit.
Oh, yeah.
I give her all the credit.
She made that work.
But what I'm saying is, Jesse, is I did say that to you the next week after, which was give it. Let Bianca speak is all I wanted to say.
Well, and then she did it through matches, or the way they did it. So yeah, I don't mind.
And don't tell me that they're not high on her because she gets something that women never used to get, even title shots. She gets time to show off.
A lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
They give her a lot of time to show off.
And truly, if they would have had Sasha and Bianca as the champions for that tonight, they would have put on a killer match too. Right. I mean, no way around it. That would have been awesome.
But anyway, we'll get into the card. Like I said, I still think there's enough professionalism in both of them to where we're not going to see a shoot.
They're gonna put, like you said, they're gonna put on a banger match. But let me be very fucking clear. Charlotte's been right.
Yeah, I agree.
Even though I can't stand her character on screen,
You can't.
Charlotte's been absolutely correct.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes. All right,
right.
Leroy, what's this
Let
card?
her book the women's division.
What's this card?
I'm down.
Oh, you want to do the card?
Yep.
Go. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You do the.
All right.
I thought about it out loud. I'm like, wait a minute. Why are we letting this idiotic 60-year-old men book the women's division?
We'll save that for next week. How's
Yeah.
that? Next
There
week.
we go. All right. We got the match cover, and I did find out on Twitter they did announce that the kickoff match, and I'm going to say this one first, is going to be Damian Priest against Shinsuke Nakamura. That is going to kick off the pay-per-view at the pay-per-view.
This is your classic. The opening match has to get the crowd hyped. It has to get the crowd involved, and it has to be a banger of a match because that's what we're going to get out of these two.
Yep, we are. It's going to be awesome.
End of conversation. So I'm super excited for all that.
It's gonna be a banger.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna probably get 5 or 6 bangers.
Oh, I think we should.
But they deserve to have eggs thrown at them outside the arena. Yes, I mean the Three Stooges I talked about earlier.
All right,
Yes.
yes.
Because how do you not build this thing?
I agree.
You begged Vince to keep it, and then you don't even build it.
I agree.
Yep, there we go.
All right, what else you got, Leroy?
All right, we do have, as we talked about, it'll
Sonic,
be
go fast.
champions, Becky against Charlotte. We're gonna
This will
have
be
that.
later in the card. I don't know if it'll
This
be the
will
main event.
definitely be
It'll definitely be
later.
later
I'm
in
sure
the
it's-
card. But yeah,
it's
no,
announced second.
yeah.
And of course, we have the tag team, the Raw and SmackDown champions of tag team, R-rated RK Bro, and against the Usos.
This is gonna be fun.
And
Also, by the way,
Who's gonna win?
Also, by the way,
I know.
the rumor that Randy wanted to do the camel and Vince nixed it because that's not your character proves once again Randy's invested in this story.
he's having fun with
Randy's
this.
very invested.
Who's gonna win this match?
Give me I don't know because and here's why I say that.
I mean, RK Bro's book is pretty damn strong.
But when
as
you
a tag
think about
team.
it,
They
whoever
could still
loses,
lose
whoever
and still be
loses,
okay.
whoever
Yeah.
loses has an amazing story the next night. Because if the Usos lose, Roman's gonna whip their ass.
Oh, Roman's
Yes.
getting in that ass.
And if RK Bro loses, Randy's gonna whip Riddle's ass. Somebody's getting an ass whooping after the match.
That'll be fun.
I can't wait for it. All right.
And then,
what
of
else
course, we got the Universal against the WWE champ, Big E against the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns.
give them half an hour.
Yep.
This is going to be a good match.
The ending of SmackDown was an ending that would have worked in any era. I'm serious. It was so well done.
Yes.
They don't get the Three Stooges do not get credit for long-term storytelling.
I'll give Heyman credit.
I'll give Heyman credit for
Yes.
long-term storytelling. This feud. People don't realize this technical feud has been going on since 2015.
Yep.
Since
All right.
they originally formed the New Day right before the breakup of the Shield.
Yep.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, Xavier played his part
Yes.
perfectly.
The only bad thing is that, of course, the two bad things is Moxley is gone now, and then,
Yes.
of course, Kingston is hurt.
Yeah.
But otherwise,
It was great.
this is the two guys they've wanted to build to for years.
Yes.
There we
Yes,
go.
it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Vince saw Big E a long time ago, but just needed the right fit.
Between his relationship with the Samoan Wrestling Dynasty and the first time he saw Triple H put Big E on television, he's been wanting this for years.
Yes.
This is going to be big, meaty men slapping meat for at least 25 minutes. I got to be honest.
Yeah.
This could be the first Roman loss in over a year.
Ooh.
No, I know technically he lost by DQ on SmackDown.
Yeah.
They do DQ
But nothing by
finishes
pinfall.
so much, I don't even count them anymore.
That's fair.
But you think he's going to lose by pinfall, maybe?
I think he's going to lose by pinfall.
It's the best
Very
chance
interesting.
they've had in a while.
Because here's the thing.
But
it could build to the
Isn't it-
WrestleMania match they want to build to.
Isn't
Yes.
it rumor is Brock supposed to be buying a
Brock's
ticket
supposed
for
to
this?
be back. So
Supposedly he bought a ticket for this show,
yes,
didn't he? That's what I heard.
So he tweeted, "Can't wait to see everyone in yada yada for Survivor Series."
yeah,
You can actually start to set up this triple threat
I agree.
tonight.
I agree.
That's true. That'd be good.
I agree.
I always thought when he won,
But if
and
Roman wins, we get it. I mean, it'll make sense.
then you figure out what you're going to do with E on Raw.
Yeah.
But to me, if you let E win, you can now start to tell the bigger story of Brock. By the way, the thought of Big E versus Brock alone is insane.
Yes.
Oh my God, that'd be good.
And I think Brock would have a good time with
Brock would love
gosh,
that
yes, he
match.
would.
Yes, he would. All right.
All right.
And
Well,
then-
Probably do some weird white boy gyrations like when he had the boombox.
Yeah.
Before I talk about the Survivor Series elimination match, we do have a very interesting 25-man dual brand battle royal.
Right.
This is very interesting. I don't understand why they're doing it,
I mean,
but they're doing it.
I mean, folks.
What did they
Folks,
actually say
folks,
if there was anything coming out of this?
Folks, you want to talk about WWE throwing things together? At least guys are going to get a chance to go on a pay-per-view. There are guys in in AEW that haven't been on. And by the way, someone tried to get on me, especially with Sonny Kiss, because it said Sonny Kiss over a week ago had been 385 days since on AEW Dynamite. Well, they said, that doesn't count YouTube. Sonny ain't been on YouTube.
No,
Recently, he has been.
it's been a while.
That might be peer pressure based on the fact that they found out that
The first time, I think, in a month and a half, but he was on.
all I'm saying is at least Vince is putting them on a pay-per-view of guys that haven't been used in a while versus we're just going to throw you on YouTube.
But to also be fair to people going, what the hell is this? Like you, Leroy? No, I don't know what the hell this is.
No one does.
Unless they announce something that's going to come out of it from it.
Do
but
they
I-
think, like, man, I don't think the pay-per-view is filled up enough. This is what happens, once again.
Well,
when
7
you have
matches?
3 guys in their 60s who have no fucking idea what pro wrestling fans want.
What is it?
You couldn't have threw a stipulation on this?
Yeah.
Maybe they will before the pay-per-view. I mean, I have not signed anything on Twitter or anything yet for that.
Like I
but
say, I love
we'll see.
WWE as well.
Yep.
Like I said, there's a lot of things in AEW I like. But I hate to do this to WWE like I would do to some of the stuff in AEW, especially if it comes to the Young Bucks.
But we
Yeah.
have
But
to.
Leroy, I wouldn't hold your breath.
Hey,
You would die. And I don't want you.
we got to give everybody criticism because everybody thinks we criticize one company
no
too
idea
much.
what this is
I'm
coming
about to
from.
say I would not hold your breath that they'll
But I
give
will
us a
say this.
stipulation.
But I will say this. That was not to take a veiled shot at AEW.
No.
We're going to discuss that next week a
Right,
little more
right.
in depth, but we're trying to plant
Hey,
the seed up.
right.
Can it-
There's a lot of people you don't use either,
Right.
and that's upwards of almost 80 people right now.
There you go.
So 25-man versus an 80-man, at least 25 fit in the ring.
Can I throw out a weird prediction?
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Sami Zayn winning.
Ah,
That would be fun.
that'd be fun.
All right, because he was, and then he threw him in this to start.
By the
I'm
way,
like,
folks.
oh,
By
that'd
the
be
way,
fun.
folks.
If
since
I'm
Sammy-
right,
Yep,
holy shit.
There you go. By the way, since
That's
Sam
all I
was
have to
thrown in
say.
there, one more quick thing. It is rumored WWE threw a lot of money at Johnny Gargano.
Yeah, but apparently he still hasn't signed, and that contract
Nothing
comes
yet.
up in 2 weeks.
True, but
We'll
at the
figure
same
that out.
time, I weigh my options too. If I got that much money from them, I might be able to throw that up against somebody else.
Right, that's true.
Just saying. Just
There we
saying.
go, yeah.
We'll know in 2 weeks.
All right, I'm going to start out with.
By the way, if he signs, he's getting called up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to start with the women's elimination match. We got Team Raw, Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, Carmella, and Queen Zelina against Team SmackDown, Sasha Banks, Shayna Baszler, Shotzi, Natalia, and Toni Storm, who is added.
Give me.
I love me Toni Storm.
Give me.
Oh, my God.
Give me Raw, but somehow Sonya's going to interject herself into this. I don't know
I
how,
believe
and
so.
I don't know
yeah,
why. But
Yeah,
it's
we'll
gonna
figure
happen.
out some way.
What the fuck is that all about?
I don't know, man. It came out of left field. It's been one
It's
of the
not
most.
even just her.
I know.
She's coming out of the
Adam
field.
Pearce is now a fucking heel fig.
Well, not only that, but it's like, what are we doing being like, I want Raw to sweep, but then on Friday he goes, I want SmackDown to win, so we have to have camaraderie. If they had just split the two of them up for Survivor Series, that would have been better than whatever the hell they're doing here.
I don't know.
By
Yeah.
the way, for every AEW listener that says we don't criticize WWE,
Here's some criticism.
here's your episode.
This
We
makes
are
no goddamn
This makes
sense.
no fucking sense.
But here's the deal. I'm
It
interested
doesn't.
in both matches because I don't know who the clear-cut favorite is.
I'm more.
like years
That's
past.
true.
Messed up.
That
I'm
is
more,
true.
I'm more interested in the men's match because the women's one makes no sense.
I agree.
I'm going to enjoy watching
and
me some-
Tony's gonna get shine, but if she's the first to go out like Walter was a few years ago,
I hope
Yeah.
not.
then just like when Walter went out, I'll be halfway done because there's no other people in that match I want to see get in the ring with each other because we've already seen all those matches.
Yeah.
So like,
I want to see me some Tony Storm.
Yeah, that's fair.
by the way, she's
I
getting
love-
her championship match soon too.
I love my
Yes.
Tony Storm. Oh, God. Yeah, I hope so.
And-
I
She
love
might
her.
win. She's a blonde, so
I just want to point something out, though, folks. If
Yeah.
our champions at some point are Liv Morgan and Toni Storm going over 2 of the 4 horsewomen, that's a shakeup in the women's division.
I would not
definitely is.
hold
I'm not
my breath.
I'm not holding my breath on those two.
If you
Tony,
think,
yes.
If you think Becky's okay dropping a belt after everything we've heard,
That's fair.
To Liv,
That's
no.
But Tony is a different subject.
Tony-
She's got a shot.
Yes.
I think so. Charlotte would
All
be
right,
good.
to
and
the
do that.
men's, which,
In the
by the
men's.
way, for all of you wondering, it was never made a stipulation that every member of Team Raw had to be a former champion. That's just how it ended up.
No.
When they first
This ass
when they-
clown. I'm sorry.
when they first did it, it was.
I don't mean to interrupt you.
That's
This
all
man
right.
is an ass clown. He came out on Raw and he said, I need every one of them to be former WWF champions so you can stay on the team. And then he brings back Bobby Lashley.
Well, I'll be honest.
You did need to come out and say anything.
Well, I'll be honest. Okay, maybe I just misheard what Adam said that night, but I was under the impression that Adam looked at Dominic and said, as of right now, everyone's a former champion but you, so I need to test you. So I probably just misheard it.
Who wrote this shit?
I don't.
Bruce Pritchard?
Yeah,
I
maybe.
swear, if I go find the credits, and it's Bruce Pritchard,
You're gonna go.
the next picture Cal Anderson takes is of Bruce on the ground with like tomatoes in his face and me getting carted away because this is stupid.
They're
In
gonna-
cuffs?
Yes.
Oh,
No.
No.
They're gonna bring out the Hannibal Lecter
Oh,
dolly
okay.
for everything.
Cover
I
me
just-
They
up.
might
Yep.
have, yes, they might
With
have
2
to.
tomatoes still in my hand.
Yep.
He's a clown. Continue.
All right. We got on Team Raw. We got Seth Rollins, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Bobby Lashley, and Austin Theory.
Austin Theory is not a former WWE champion. That's when he. That's what I'm like this when he announced it at the main event.
Like I said.
No,
like I
and
said,
I'm not
Oh,
blaming
yeah.
you,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I'm just like
I probably just misheard.
I was just like, what?
That's what I heard, something
Yeah.
like that too.
Yeah.
So, all right.
But anyway.
I literally. It's the first time it's happened since I played Dark Souls. I actually almost broke my TV during that segment.
And Dark
Ooh.
Souls will make you do that.
All right.
Because I could not believe how stupid
Dark Souls will make you do that.
Dark Souls will make you do that.
Yes. Anyway, Leroy, the SmackDown team.
All right. We got Drew McIntyre, Jeff Hardy, King Woods, Happy Corbin, and Sheamus.
Give me SmackDown on this one.
And Madcap. It says Madcap Moss and Ridge Holland possibly are going to be out there ringside
Well, yeah.
too.
Give
You think
me
SmackDown?
Give me SmackDown just because I think Raw will have a lot more to do afterwards if they lose.
That's
But
true. Yeah.
like I said, I don't know where to go on either one of these. But for the women, give me Raw
so it'll be
because
split 50. 1-1.
1-1. Yeah,
1-1?
I will say this
All right.
though, folks. The best thing for me in WWE right now, outside of Roman, because he's just in a different category right now.
Yeah.
You have to kind of put into the side. Selena Vega is just making me hate her in the best way. She's so good right
She's
now.
doing a very good
She's
job.
so great
She's
right
doing
now,
a
man.
very,
I'm
very
listening.
good job.
I'm looking forward to seeing Austin Theory in that match. See if they may let him shine a little bit.
Yeah.
I would
'Cause
have.
he does deserve it a little bit. I think
listen,
so.
He would have if there was a qualifying match.
Thank you.
There you go. All right.
All right.
Oh.
For all of us here at 13 Cards, we're going to leave Jesse in that position until next Sunday.
And well, we got to make sure we got to tell everybody happy Thanksgiving.
Yeah, happy
because
Thanksgiving.
we're going to be after Thanksgiving, and I'll be fat with turkey the next time and hopefully we'll stay awake the next time we do
Actually,
this
there
podcast.
was something I wanted to announce.
Yes.
Oh, geez.
So I am going to try to. So you guys will be the first to hear this on the podcast, and now we'll announce it in the lounge and the other spots that I'm in.
Yep.
All right.
But on Thursday, I'm planning to have an open forum. All wrestling fans are welcome.
All right.
We're just going to talk pro wrestling for as many hours during Thanksgiving.
Okay, that's
So
fantastic.
if you're hanging out with your family are pro wrestling fans, come on
Yeah.
in. Let's talk pro wrestling.
Oh, and
Fantastic.
I also
Love
forgot,
to hear
I
it.
saw it on Twitter too. The Bellas are celebrating their birthday today too.
Happy birthday to two
To
women
the Bella
that,
twins. You
that,
beautiful
know,
girls.
deserve some.
Happy birthday to the two mothers, the two
Yep.
good women,
Yep.
terrible fucking pro wrestlers.
But hey,
But happy birthday.
yes, the lovely girls.
So again, folks.
They will never allow me on the set of Total Bellas,
No.
but that's okay.
No.
I don't like John
I don't wanna
Cena.
be there either.
I don't want to be there.
Exactly. So you can find us on Spotify, YouTube, iTunes, iHeartRadio, Podomatic.com. And again, we love you all. Happy Thanksgiving. Please enjoy the holidays safely.
Be safe.
And we will see you guys all next week.
Love you. Bye bye.